I'm Zoydberg, and I like killing Cerberus.
I'm Abra, also a Bronze Star.
I'm Kawaiimachin, and I'm an alcoholic.
I'm One Owl, 3 Banana, professional Zora killer.
All right, Kawhi, it's your first time being on the podcast. Why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself? Who is Kawhi?
Well, just a nerd, pretty much. I started playing RS since I was like a young bab. Never got anywhere until recent years. For 2 years, I've been playing a lot. Just enjoy the game, playing, and seeing XP go up.
What is
That's
your
about it.
what is your favorite and least favorite thing about old school?
Favorite is party course, definitely, and least favorite, I don't know.
All right.
Sire.
All right, so we're going to talk about some of the updates that have happened over the last 4 weeks. So the first thing that happened a few weeks ago was Australian servers. They were promised to come out early August of 2016. That didn't happen. Then it became a pretty good meme. The meme died, and then they just hit us out of nowhere with these servers. What do you guys think about the servers coming? What do you
Did you
guys
turn this off?
what do you guys think about the servers and the impact that it's had on the game?
Well, they came like a year after they promised, like, probably under the pressure of the community, to be honest. I don't think Jagex were ready for the Australian servers yet. But it's good. Aussies want their ping lower, so yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty excited about it. For me, the biggest thing was the addition of 7 new worlds. That for me is the biggest impact for it. It's very interesting how those servers actually do work. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I think the most important thing was the addition of that many worlds.
Yeah, it kind of makes it a little easier for Slayer and whatever else. I guess that's always nice. But yeah, they kind of came out of nowhere, so that was really weird. But the memes are great. Well, I'm sure we'll get into that.
I'm a big fan of the quote-unquote Australian servers, and I think people give them a little too much crap for their scheduling of them, because I think people remember the summer of 2016, we were promised Australian servers in August, I believe, and they actually released them a month early in July. So I really think you guys criticize too much. But aside
Yeah, they
from
didn't
that,
specify the year.
they did not specify the year, and you guys assumed they meant that year,
Assume.
and that was a bit too much of them. I actually, seriously, I want to know, like, because it seemed like it wasn't going to happen, and they just given up. I want to know if, like, I don't know what changed for them to suddenly go like, oh, we can do it, because they didn't even talk about it, and just it happened. So I'd be interested in that.
Well, it's unfortunate we don't have any people from that neck of the world on the podcast. I wish we had Ging here to talk about them. But I mean, it's not really that big of a deal to me. It's more interesting. Was it Mod Moles? I think his name was the mod that from the I think it was the sysadmin team.
Sounds
That
right.
was on the Q&A that talked about it, and apparently what they had said to Matt K was that they could start looking into Australian servers in early August, and that somehow was transferred, like it was put forth to the community as there will be Australian servers released in early August. So
Oh,
interesting, the like very significant miscommunication there.
Bad communication. That's a big thing within the team in general.
But yeah, I mean, even though they're very disappointing, as in they're not as good as people had hoped, they're still, I think, at least a little bit better, which better than nothing, I guess, for the oceanic players.
Looking at
Yeah.
you, Ronan.
I agree with it, but with Aubrey, at least they're here, you know. Like, at least we have something, and we can work on them, I guess. They're not as great as they were supposed to be. We got an additional, like, 7 worlds or so, which is cool for just in general playing, not just for Slayer. I guess everyone can appreciate extra worlds, but at least they're here and we can make them better, or hopefully they can make them better, because right now they don't really go directly to Australia, right? Like,
More on
Getting
that to
ahead of
come.
yourself, Owl.
oh, that's the one upcoming question.
Owl.
Let's
But
just get right into it.
Spoiling
oh
the
shit, okay.
surprise.
Oh god, I suck.
See, well,
Okay, well,
you're first to talk about it, so let me just give
Do
a
it
little
now,
bit of
Owl. Go on.
yeah, let me just give a
yeah,
little bit of an
that's
introduction then to it. So if you guys look here on Twitter, this is Ginge. He posted some updates about what's been going on with the Australian servers and how they aren't actually really kind of Australian servers. Um, hold on.
Zoydberg is my true love. Daddy Zoid.
All right. So as you can see there, the yellow is what is supposed to be happening with the Australian servers, but the pink is what is actually happening. So when it first happened, like when they first came out, it was first, sending the server like to California, and then it started going from Australia to Japan to California and then back. And now it is doing some weird thing with the like Eastern Canada. So you guys, I put the tweet in the chat there. I'll be sure to include that in the description as well for you guys. But what do you think about the weird servers and how they are?
it's pretty ridiculous. Like that they go to like Quebec and shit.
Quebec.
I don't know. Isn't it? I don't know. Like
Quebec.
Yeah, it's Quebec, yeah.
East Canadian servers, whatever. It's crazy. Like, why would you? I mean, maybe if it does reduce the ping for the time being, then yeah. But I mean, I don't know the reasoning behind it. Like, I'm not. I don't know. I don't. Did I pronounce Quebec wrong? Whatever,
It's
man.
about
I'm
time
a
someone
foreigner.
else
It's fine.
fucks up.
I mean, I'm not perfect. But I don't know the reasoning behind their like why they did this. I'm not like an expert. I don't know anything about whatever they're trying to do with the server, so I can't really criticize too much. But it seems pretty odd, and I wonder what's holding them back from just making them go straight to Australia.
Yeah, well, I think Australia is like fucked when it comes to internet. Other games like League and World of Warcraft have had the same issue that Australian servers have been shit, and I think it's not Jagex's fault for trying to make them work. Uh, but yeah, why they even tried is questionable.
You missed one as well because it was there was one night where he was bouncing off of Hong Kong as well.
What they do?
I mean, yeah, it's better than it was, obviously. So you can only complain in the sense of it could be better, but I hope they'll look to improve them. I mean, Australians are getting like 150 ping and below now, so it's better than it was.
What
That's
kind of
not
ping
too
did they
bad.
used to get before?
Oh, I mean, Ging was getting over 300 a lot of the time.
Ah, well then. I don't know. I think that the server, the best part about them again is just that the added worlds are splitting up. Just there's probably like hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 2,200 people that are using the Australian worlds right now that would otherwise be used up in the normal set of worlds that we have, and maybe they don't know that these are Los Angeles or Eastern Canadian servers, but I don't know. For me, I'm just happy that people are getting spread around to more worlds. regardless of how good or bad the servers are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a reason that it is the way it is. We don't know what it is, or I don't think we know what it is, but
Wow.
They're better than the 2K worlds.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It really pisses me off that they have taken no steps to try to improve the 2K worlds. Like I suggested before, just move the 2K worlds. Swap the UK 2K world to a different world. Swap the American 2K world to a different one. It it wouldn't be something that would be difficult at all for them to do, and we could then see perhaps if it's the themed world that makes it fucked up or what else it is. I don't know. They don't know either. And they've made no attempts to try to fix it. They know it's a problem too.
Well, Ash said he's like talked to the sysadmin guys, and they either haven't got back to him or said that they couldn't see an obvious problem. Yeah, I mean, I know there isn't a direct sysadmin guy for old school, I believe, or whatever, whoever kind of guy does it, networking, whatever. But yeah, it would be nice if they can put a step on it, because I think Hunter and Slayer are hurt quite badly by them not being 2K worlds.
Yeah, absolutely. And so let's take a look at the dev blog that came out. Not the most recent one, but the one prior to that. In it talked about Castle Wars being added to free to play. Um, I don't know. What do you think about Castle Wars being added to free to play? Is this really necessary? What's your opinion on it?
I don't know. I don't really follow Castle Wars. I don't care about it. But free to play, it's interesting because it's different than pay to play, obviously. So there isn't barrage or anything like that. So it might be more enjoyable, perhaps.
I don't think like adding free to like Castle Wars to free to play would make any big difference to free to play.
They already did it, Al.
Yeah, it's already.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, it'll probably die out pretty soon. It's just hype right now that people are playing it, but I think it's pretty cool that the Castle Wars community has, gotten a second sort of, let's say, game style for Castle Wars. Because now they have, just pay to play and free to play Castle Wars. It'll be like a whole different game with different strats and whatnot. But I don't think it'll have that much of an impact on free to play as like a positive thing. It'll just be there for the sake of being there. It won't really like make a huge difference. And I don't really like that the Castle Wars decorative armor is free to play now as well, because they added most of the stuff from the Castle Wars reward shop to free to play. I'm not really a fan of that, because now they have like a bunch of new colored armor, the red one, white one, and a gold set. I'd rather have, trimmed rune or like, rune god sets be, um, I don't know, fashion scape for free to play. I don't know, just my 2 cents on it.
I think that Castle Wars in free to play kind of seems like it would be pretty boring because you can't barrage people. There, like you have bind. To me, it just doesn't really seem like it'd be that fun to do or play, just because of that. You're so restricted on what kind of armor you're able to use and what spells you're able to use. Um, I guess I would think about using this for. I don't have a Halo on my peer, and when my membership on it runs out in a couple months, I might just sit in a free-to-play Castle Wars world for a couple weeks or however long it takes just to get that Halo. But I don't know. It's very rare that they do come out with these free-to-play updates. It would be nice to see a pause as I think about it, but I don't really think it was necessary at all to be added.
Oh, and actually, on the
video.
topic of real quick on topic of Vine though, the from one of the polls, it failed to have that because it currently halves the duration of like the standard spellbook Vine spells, but it doesn't for like ancient magics. So it's even worse.
Huh.
So you're telling me that if I have Protect from Magic up and you bind me, it's going to last for 2.5 seconds.
Mhm.
I think this was a brilliant idea, especially ahead of mobile RuneScape. I think Castle Wars is something that's so kind of emphasizes what's good about RuneScape for a lot of people. And I think this is going to bring a lot of attention to the game when mobile comes out. I think it'll be really fun for people who played years ago to just come and log on mobile with their old accounts and can do Castle Wars. I think it's pretty smart.
That's pretty decent.
I don't really care that much about it, but I guess it's alright. I mean, the game numbers is pretty dead, so it'll be interesting to see whether it is dead in free to play too, or whether the atmosphere of free to play being is different enough that it actually will get played. But yeah, it's really weird to me that the decorative armor is free to play. I don't know, just is weird, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
It's kind of funny how they did it. Is they just put a portal in Clan Wars that teleports you there.
Yeah.
So if you teleport to the wrong place, well, there you go. Or it could even help, or whatever. Or
Dueling rings not a thing, and can you not like enchant jewelry in free to play?
No,
Oh,
it's a members item.
Wait, does the
Okay.
portal bring you to the lobby or
no,
like the
it's just
Yeah.
the
actual
place.
lobby on the teleport spot?
You can use the bank chest though.
That's dumb. So you can actually enter a pay-to-play area.
Yeah.
That's really dumb.
Well, I mean,
you
it's
just-
kind of like you're restricted to that, but yeah.
I assume you can't leave the little castle thing.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Yeah, it's a chamber.
That's still dumb. I thought they like actually put you in the game's waiting rooms as you step into portals at the Castle Wars lobby, not that you actually enter a pay-to-play area. Because that's never been a thing. That's pretty dumb. I don't really like that, but whatever.
And
Yeah, it does
my
devalue
bond
my
is getting.
membership.
Yes, my bond is
Yeah,
devalued.
you guys were paying. You guys were paying to play Castle Wars, weren't you?
I mean, like the thing with like restricted areas is like, for example, the Taverley Gate is a free to play. I fucking look through that gate and wonder what's beyond.
Yeah,
And
but you
then
never
now
even see Castle Wars.
you don't get it. It's the fucking.
Hi,
I'm
Randy,
talking
did you
here
turn
about the
these
game's
off?
integrity. What's next? Like a portal to some other pay-to-play area?
I don't think that it's. I don't.
I'm
I gotta
obviously
disagree.
over-exaggerating.
I disagree with you. I don't think that it's. Even though I don't think that it was necessary, I'm not too upset about it. Like, it's not really.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just over-exaggerating, but I mean, it's kind of weird that
Baited!
they put you in. Y'all got
Uh-huh.
baited, Magna boy. You got baited so hard. You're so dumb. Haha. No, I'm kidding, but
You got banned from the
I don't know.
podcast, actually.
Shit.
All right,
Nah,
so
but,
the Preserve Prayer has been significantly buffed. Previously had a drain rate of 5 points per minute, and the boost lasted 20% longer. It now has a drain rate of 3 points per minute, and it lasts 50% longer. What do you think about how much they buffed the prayer, and do you think it was really all that necessary?
Okay, so I was using Preserve just before it got buffed for chinning, and it was already worth it before the buff, and it was potentially worth it on some Slayer tasks for non-art users. Probably pro users too, but I know specifically about non-art users. And like the buff really did not need to happen because now it's a very strong prayer, and I'm using it on every task, even the mage tasks, because it drains so little prayer. I think it's well on smoke devils at least I use it. It uses so little prayer and lets you bring like, for example, like gargoyles. I used to have to bring I think 10 doses of super combat, and I now use 6. It's significantly better. This really isn't a change that was needed, but I don't mind it because it's maybe a more it's better than straight up just like I don't know buffing piety. It's a change that is more subtle, I think, which I like. I think it's fun to have things that you have to calculate whether or not they're worth it. But the main thing it saves me is like I get like 1 extra inventory space and gargoyles, which is nice. Though I do use a little bit more prayer, so maybe I don't. I don't know, but it's an interesting change at the very least. So it's the kind of change that I like.
I think that had they just increased it by 50% and left the drain rate as it was, I mean, it makes it a lot better for me. So I really there's only so much that I could or should or shouldn't even complain. But I feel like had they just changed how much longer it lasts, that would have been fine. But yeah, them making the drain rate even lower, that's really going above and beyond, making it like a very, very useful prayer, which I think is pretty decent. I think that maybe it's almost at too low of a level now with it being level 55 and giving the like boost that it does. And maybe that should be a little bit higher, like a 65 or somewhere around there. I don't know. It's
Yeah, I think one change would have been that makes sense. If they'd done one or the other, not both, that would have been fairer.
it's almost
It's
like
really good.
it's almost like with the Kodai wand, like they didn't have to give it a 15% magic damage increase and save runes, but they just decided to do both.
I wish it was buffed when I did Slayer. I already stopped, so don't know. Seems a bit overpowered, to be honest. Yeah, one or the other would have been fine, but both, I think it's overpowered.
I mean, it doesn't really buff XP rates, or at least it does minimally.
No, yeah, but it's like convenient.
Yeah, it's just more convenient, I guess.
It's nice that it's finally useful, like decently, because I guess in some situations it might have been before, but now it's like actually kind of more generally useful. But it's not on it, and it's not really worth it in a lot of situations. Like maybe in a few, like bosses where you go to the pool after every kill, and like when you use multiple potions, like super combat and ranging. But besides that, it's still not super good. But at least it's better.
Yeah, both of the buffs seem pretty
Spit it out.
insignificant. I mean, dude, it's good. Whatever, it's good. I like it. It's I got confused. It's I don't know. I like it. I should probably use it at Zora because I use my imbued heart a lot at Zora, and the
Should
mage
definitely be
boost
using
does.
Are you flicking prayers there? I don't know how it works with flicking at all. I've been trying to figure it out.
It has to be on for a while to start working.
Okay.
Yeah, I flick everything at Zora, and I like one tick flick or just four tick flick depending on what situation I'm in. So I don't really know how to implement using preserve and still be prey flicking. Because right now I don't use any prey pots at Zora, and I like it this way. But I don't know how significant the change would be if I use preserve and comparing both mage DPSs with preserve, like how longer my mage buff stays up.
Yeah, it's actually screwed me up a little bit at Serb as well, because I use Anglerfish, so I'm often above my own HP, and my timers for when my HP drops and my stats drop are different now because of Preserve, so that's a bit annoying for me.
Yeah. I'm not sure. It's good. It's yeah, like you guys
Oh,
said.
Buddy should be changing that soon.
Don't use those, buddy, me.
Well, I'm just letting everyone else that may be having some difficulties know.
Cheat clients.
I imagine
it's
not
decent.
using it.
Yeah, I agree that it should have been one or the other, not both. But even given the fact that it is actually good now, it's not really that good, is it, for many things? I mean, I guess for magic, where you're using Trident or maybe Smoke Devils is quite good, but I mean, if it's saving you like one super combat potion on a gargoyle test, that's like 8k.
Yeah, but it's more the fact that you have your stats higher more consistently.
Yeah, I guess
you
that's
use
true.
more prayer, so it kind of
Yeah,
bounces
prayer,
off.
And so after quite some time, the Desert Amulet 4 has become useful again. I know that this was something that we were talking about like last year when they decided to add in the Pool of Rejuvenation and not make the Desert Amulet 4 a requirement. But the change to the amulet is now teleports a player right to the entrance of the Calphite Hive, the Slayer one. So, what do you think about the amulet becoming useful again? And what are some other items, kind of like this that you would like to see buffed?
It's nice that it's useful again because it was kind of made useless with the house portal, the house pool rather. It's a tiny little buff to Slayer. Actually, you saved a little bit of time, but it's I don't think it was really that necessary, or at least to do it like this, because we already got Diary Cape teleports increased from 5 to 10. So
Anything you want to see buffed?
I was trying to think of anything. I can't really.
Alright,
I'm sure there are.
I'm very happy with this. I know it was suggested on Twitter, and that's kind of where it kind of took popularity. It's good that they added it on and still kept the teleport to Narda. For God knows who would want to use that, but I think it is really good now. Should have been a requirement for the pool of rejuvenation in the first place. They, for whatever reason, didn't do that. But I like that it is where it is now. Make minuscule buff to Slayer. And something that I'd like to see, maybe not buffed or something, but I would like for there to be a teleport to the Taverley dungeon. I don't like the house portal. I just want a quicker way to get to baby black dragons.
I've already spent 2 hours doing that run. They are not updating it. I'm not letting them.
What if they like put in a fairy ring down there?
No.
Or add it in as a teleport scroll from clues.
There are teleport scrolls down there from Cerberus.
Scrolls.
Oh, fuck off.
Not good
Kill
enough.
Cerberus, you want them, Randy. They're already there.
If I use the
Not good enough.
Cerb one, I don't really know if that would be necessarily much closer than a Taverley teleport, would it? Because
Where are the black dragons?
right there.
Oh yeah, I know where they are. That'd be pretty close.
It wouldn't be that good. You'd have to go back over the trap.
No, you wouldn't, would you? Are they before the trap?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like as soon as you enter, you go north a tiny bit.
Oh, they put them there.
Yeah, and
I
then
thought they wanted to make things further apart.
and then
No.
when you get in there, you have to run past 2 little baby blacks to get
Yeah, I guess
even
the 3 spot is further. Yeah.
further to the one with 3. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Put them all in a
It's pretty
small,
annoying.
condensed little patch of shit.
Yeah, I thought it was
With
gonna be
5.
5 together.
Yeah,
No.
they were very misleading, telling us that there would be. Yeah, I think everyone was pretty surprised when it came out the way that it did. Yeah, just give me a telly.
Come on over.
Yeah, seems good. Not really a big deal. Only thing I want to see buffed in this game is door agility.
I don't actually have the desert ammo yet, so it's an incentive to work towards it, I think.
It's still not worth it.
Yeah, but for convenience sake.
But then you have to kill Calfight Queen. That's not very convenient.
Got to get lucky.
I'd like to try it
Dagger
sometimes.
cape tallies are pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But now I don't know if I'm
Gotta
gonna
get them
ever
total
use my
spots.
Dark Cape anymore. That's all I used it for was Calfights.
Use it for Brimhaven.
I don't really.
Redirect portal. What?
You can teleport directly into the building above Brimhaven course with the dagger cape.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna do it at the rooftops.
You can
Yeah,
also,
no
you
items.
can,
that I want
oh,
buff.
you can also teleport right to the Arty course with an Arty tab.
You can get your .8 something EHP.
I'm having a great time doing it though. How much fun
Who's
do
in
you get
your
now,
group?
Aubrey?
Yeah,
Brimhaven's
all the
sick.
viewers feel free to join us on the World 46 roofs. But if you're
Hell yeah.
yeah, if you're a loser, you can use World 42. But Kawhi and I are on
You've been on
46.
42 like 4 times this week.
Our
46.
I have to hop around worlds to find a Slayer world, and once in a while I'm not paying attention to what world I'm on, and then I go run a couple
Once in a
laps.
while.
42 is close to 46. When I'm hopping around, it's the world's close to 46. So once in a while I find myself on the losers world.
It's the best world.
No, I like the update. It's good for a Slayer. I think God Tormentor would be very happy with this update. I don't really know what else could be buffed. I think everything's fine as it is. We don't need more buffs. They need to chill on fucking buffing everything in the game.
We got some more buffs to talk about soon.
Oh god, hate buffs. Let's nerf more things. The nerfs are fun.
I don't
it's
think
nerfed
that the Zulrah nerf was too fun.
It's good. It's balanced now.
Well, you're getting ahead of
Even though
yourself.
it's
Getting ahead of yourselves.
No, it is not balanced.
was-
It needs to be shitting out magic seeds.
You guys are all wrong because this is a stupid update, which is which is in hypocrisy with what they previously did by moving the Calphite Cave. Everyone was complaining that you just slay a ring to wherever you want to go, so they said, "All right, we'll move the things further away from each other." But then you buff something to make you teleport right next. It's closer than it was.
Yes.
It's just a stupid update. There's no reason for it to be so close. Like the point of Slayer is you're supposed to go out on an adventure and kill things. I don't want teleports to every bloody task. I would much rather they left as it is. I was running from the fairy ring just for the fun of it.
Yeah,
It's a stupid update. They could have done something else with it.
I really agree with that. Actually, that's the point of Slayer, of like actually going out and adventuring, and actually taking some time to get to your location instead of teleporting right into it. I actually agree with Zoid a lot.
The guardian and preserver of the old school field.
Yeah, and I didn't even know the baby black dragons are so close to the Tavali dungeon ladder. Like they didn't do what they said they were going to do at all.
Hold on.
You go upstairs.
You
and
have
then
to go up
do a
some
little-
stairs, and then it's like another 30-second hike before you get there.
The run
It
to Cerberus
is-
from the portal is over a minute.
All right, you run out of run energy as you're setting your cannon down at Baby Black's from the
I
Taverley
put my
portal.
max cape on. I put my max cape on for the reduced kilograms, so I can get to Cerb with 1 energy.
Same, yo.
So then it's about the same in terms of distance, if that's the case. Because
No, you're heavier. If you actually, how much is the cannon weigh? You probably are heavier.
I don't know,
Man.
but yeah, I am running with the cannon.
You're probably heavier. That's why it takes more energy.
It takes a while.
Yeah, stop making the game so easy.
Alright, so talking about making the game easy, the Magic Skill Cape had its perk buffed, now allowing you to change spellbooks 5 times per day instead of what was previously only 1 time. What is your opinion on the buff to this perk, and how does it change your playstyle, if at all?
So it has actually slightly changed my playstyle because now I don't have the full magic change portal thing in my house because it's too expensive and it wasn't worth it for me. What I have is just the lunar one, and then I'll do in the morning if I'm doing Slayer, I'll do my farm run, and then I'll switch to Ancients if I need to, and then I take my alchemy ring from Lumber's Diaries to tasks I need to alch on. But now, since I can do this, I can switch to the normal and lunar spellbooks in my thing, and I've got 5 times a day I can switch to Ancients, which is way more than enough. But again, it's a thing that like it's more convenience on an item that was already convenient. It doesn't really need to be done. I don't really mind that much, but I guess it completely devalues the whoever bought that thing in their house to change spellbooks because you're never going to use it.
Yeah, if only this would have came out first, I never would have bought that, because you had to use like a scepter, and then like
Never bothered. Too expensive. I just got the lunar
it's
one.
like 10 mil worth of shit for that altar.
Yeah, the lunar one takes like 2 mil, so that's more than enough for me.
Man.
It's a sad excuse for a skill cape perk. Anything that's a daily is fucking garbage. They should just scrap it and make a new one.
Yeah, I don't
Yep,
like.
the value is the 12 mil that I spent on the altar.
Yeah, I don't really like it, but yeah, because it's completely devout. I had not used my altar since, because the only time I'm switching spellbooks is just to do a farm run, and then holy shit, I can switch right back to the spellbook again with the cape. This just furthers how overpowered the max cape is. It is truly incredible to see how much better it gets. Like month by month. It acts as a holy
Originally, it
wrench
was
style
one spell.
too,
It was one spell to begin with on the Magic Cape. So remember, there was that clip of Scott Wilson like switching to Barrage, Death by Bow, right?
yeah.
Oh no, he switched to TB and then barraged him. That was great.
Oh, that was a really good one for PKing.
I guess it's me now. So, all right, it doesn't really do anything for me. I I only really switch spellbook. Like I'm not even doing Slayer right now, but when I am, I always use the pool in my house, and my spellbook switch altar thing is like right near my pool. So the only time I ever used the cape perk was if I forgot to switch on accident.
It's faster to use the cape perk as you run though.
Eh.
All right, so another buff of sorts that will be coming is Lighthouse Scouting. So with this, it passed the poll. It's going to be coming soon. You're going to have the ability to see people and cannons at the Dagonos and the Lighthouse, and you'll also have a peek option on the ladder to see how many people are in the room. Also, the Ectofunctus is having its capacity for charges increased from 65 to 1,000.
Already
And
happened. Sorry.
Blast Furnace is getting another dwarf manning the machinery, which now has eliminated the use for having an alt there. Everything is now completely automatic at Blast Furnace. So, what do you think about these simple quality of life updates, the effect that it's had on its proper skills, and what are some other like quality of life updates you'd like to see as well?
Yeah, the lighthouse one's fine. I don't care about that at all. The Ectofunctus one, I have like 700 bone meal to use, so that's great. But the Blasphemous one again is just a stupid thing. Like Blasphemous was really cool when people would band together and make like the what were they called? Like what were the Blasphemous companies called? Those guys. That was great. I was community led up. Like it wasn't even an update. It was something that players banded together to do to play the game in a different way. It was brilliant, and they had to ruin it because people complained that they were charging too much or whatever. The next thing they're going to do is probably ruin. They're going to ruin BA.
I think the problem was that people were getting crashed.
People griefing.
Yeah, they were griefing it, and that's what started.
Well, you can ban them if they grief. Then you don't need to update the game because people are griefing.
Well, banning players that grief is something that we have rarely ever seen, and they really don't take any steps to do anything about.
Half the skill of this game is not making enemies so you don't get griefed. But I understand it's different in a Blast Furnace context, but it's just something that didn't need to be done to make the game easier. I don't really care about this most recent one because having to use an ult was a bit stupid, but like the whole thing of making Blast Furnace easier is just ridiculous. Like it's so much faster than it was when I did it like 2 years ago now, just because it's so much more consistent. It's very annoying.
I remember just Blast Furnace superheating.
I remember Blast Furnace superheating.
140k an hour or something. That was amazing at the time.
Yeah, I remember your video on it, actually.
Yeah.
You were well impressed with it.
Good times.
Yeah, smithing is right up there as the most devalued skill in the game, next to Slayer from day one. And like no one,
That's incredible.
You always hear people talking about all these updates that Slayer gets and all the buffs that Slayer has and how much easier it is to slay now than what it was before. You never hear people talking about how fucking overpowered Blast Furnace is and how much the skill has been devalued over time.
It would have been fine if because they never actually changed anything. It was just difference in the market and Blast Furnace clans being a thing. Now this is an update which actively makes it easier, which is just annoying.
So it's kind of funny. It was a mini game. Now it's not really even a mini game anymore. It has no player interaction. So
and the bloody ice gloves thing on the cape. Like there's no skill. Blast. I use the bloody bucket
about
to
that
refill
for
it every
a
lap.
fucking year.
Jesus Christ.
Before this update, actually, this update hasn't even come in yet. It should be soon. But anyways, I had 2 alts running to repair everything for everyone.
Yeah, I had 1 alt, but yeah, I know I did the same. Shit was having to repair that stuff yourself while still managing it. Now with it, everything being fully automatic, and you not even having to switch gloves either. Dude, like, smithing has become agility with how mindless it is to do it. It's become that easy, and it's like almost 400k XP per hour.
Did you mention the removal of the chat box to put on the belt?
Oh,
yeah, that was a long time.
We forgot to also mention that as well. So
they removed randoms from the area.
Yep.
Those were a while ago. I don't remember
Do you know
when,
how
but yeah,
bad it
those were.
was when you would get that troll random, and it's
Oh, it
fucking
happens. It still happens in a lot of games.
takes up half your click screen. Terrible. Yeah, what they need to do is eliminate randoms from rooftops in general. It's
They should make randoms click through. I agree with that. They're just annoying.
yeah,
There's
I think
nothing that you
that's
can
something to do
control.
with the engine. They can't really do that
Yeah,
very well
they
right now.
mentioned it. It would take a lot of effort. They have to basically rewrite it. I'd be fine with them spending time on that though, rather than some other crap.
yeah. To go back onto the question, I looking at the lighthouse scouting, I think that's good. It failed to pull the first time that it was done. It's a really huge inconvenience where if you're doing Slayer and you can't see what's going on down there, you go down the ladder, you see a guy down there and he has a cannon, and dags are aggressive. You get hit, you walk up, it takes you 10-15 seconds before you can then hop. But while you're standing up there, you can see his cannon on the ground. So to me, it always felt like something natural that you should have been able to see in the first place, even while you were up there prior to going down there. It's nice to see that because now I think I had a task of dags a couple days ago, and I had to hop like 8 times, and each and every time that I went down there, um, there was someone with the cannon, or there was like 3 guys there without a cannon, and and I would get attacked by these dags, and then I'd have to wait, 10-15 seconds before I could hop again, and that was pretty frustrating. So it's a really nice quality of update for that. The Ectofunctus, when I did do that a long while back before I decided to 200 mil prayer, it was very annoying with how often you had to collect it, and I think that's a great update with how it is now increasing the capacity of that huge quality of life update, and the blast mining shit is not needed.
I don't think the Actifunctus was really needed anyways, because you just collect I assume you just do it daily.
Yep.
It's not really worth it to just grind it out. And it won't let you continue to offer if they're full up with tokens anyways. So
Yeah, the lighthouse peak is actually pretty good. Like, now that you see the cannon, you can instantly hop without getting aggroed by a dragon and waiting 10 seconds for it to hop. So it's
You
nice.
can right click from the top and see how many Iron Men are down there.
Yeah, and crash them.
If you
Crash the fuck out of them.
Dude,
Fuck
if
if
Iron
it's the
Man.
cannon, you know how many Iron Men you're crashing.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And Ectofungus, I don't really care. I have like 100k charges on my bone caster anyway, so
Oh, there you go.
I don't know. And Blast Furnace, it's pretty ridiculous.
How many you got quite?
How devalued it is. 100k.
Oh, you need way more. Are you gonna chin?
Ooh, I didn't
Perhaps.
even.
You use like 3,000 charges an hour down there. Like you need a lot.
I need to account
Well-
for that. Thanks for reminding.
That's the
in
only reason I'm doing
future.
this because I plan on chinning soon.
Yeah, Blast Furnace is
I was just doing it for
ridiculous.
Slayer.
And that's about it. Quality of life, more like buff the game.
I think the lighthouse thing is pretty good. It's really tedious when you go down, you get hit, got to go back up, and then hop. So it's just really convenience. Same with the Ectofunctus or Funtus, whatever. It's just convenience again. It's not really a big game breaker or game changer. It's pretty good. Blast Furnace, yeah, fucking crazy all the updates. It's really not made smithing, I don't know, as respectable as it used to be. I don't know. What Zoid said. I really liked when it was like community ran, but like the true BFCC. Though they were all like Brazilians or something, but they provided us a pretty good service. We paid a bit of GP and we got a good amount of XP back from that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
So I don't know.
I think I don't know who it was, but they made a really good point. It is no longer a mini game anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it isn't. It's just. I think someone just in chat said, I don't know who it was, but they said it's a requirement of 40 smithing, gold bars. It's the cheapest method and the best XP per hour. It's so broken. It's
Yeah.
so unbalanced.
Yeah.
I don't know who said that, but like kudos
Bron.
to you. But it's really crazy. Oh, Braun, yeah, fucking big up the Swedes. Yeah,
Don't bully
great,
the
great.
Swedes.
I said big up the Swedes, man. I gave them props. And any quality of life updates, can't really think of anything from the top of my head.
All right,
Oh,
so
I've got one. Can they make it so I can just? Did they ever talk about removing the option to have? Maybe it's a tie thing. You know, when like you cut your tree down and then the fucking grass grows back. Can I
Yeah.
stop that? Did they do
That's
anything?
already a thing.
Where
Why
is
don't you
it?
just get
What do
it?
I do?
Tide farm.
Auto weed.
I'm not going to Tithe Farm, am I?
It takes like an hour.
that's how you
Yeah.
have to
I'm
do
not
Less
it.
going
than
to
an
Tithe Farm.
hour. Less than an hour.
Not going there.
So
Yeah.
you're just as bad as Dumbo.
An hour.
Also, he also burned for
Less,
5.
but yeah.
Man up, it's so easy. Just
It's
do
happened
it.
like 5 times this year. I only brought up because it's happened twice this week to me.
Well,
All right, so the
Those are
Fishing
rough.
Guild expansion was another update that came out. With the Fishing Guild expansion came minnow fishing, which is approximately at level 99 is approximately 50k XP per hour and 650k GP per hour. It is a click-intensive method of obtaining raw sharks now. Some people that I've talked to said that it's actually instead of click-intensive, it's actually rather AFK. It's like one click every like 12 to 15 seconds. Um, I don't know. What do you think about the new method for obtaining raw sharks? Whereas before, do you guys know how many sharks per hour you got like harpoon fishing before?
like 200
I
less
think
maybe.
less even, like 150 or so.
Yeah.
Okay.
With
It's
the
crazy
Dragon
stuff.
Harpoon and Silmar, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess
I-
harpoon.
I think that it's a really good update in that it is allowing multiple ways for raw sharks to come in at a faster rate, especially at, I don't know all of the changes that were done to the Zola drop table. Were raw sharks affected by that at all?
And removed.
Okay, so I guess with that being
Replaced.
with them being removed them and then adding in the minnow fishing, I think that that's a pretty good balance. The clicking every like 10 seconds or so is um, pretty balanced, I'd say. Then I think that overall it was a pretty quality update, and the fact that you were required to have the angler set as well, I think overall is a pretty solid update, and they did a real good job with the balancing of this and what it is that they were trying to accomplish with it. Real good job on the Fishing Guild expansion. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it's actually pretty good update. The fact that you need angler outfit, it's a good one because it can take lots of hours and it's pretty annoying to get. And the skill itself, the content, I mean, what I did the first day it came out, I remember it takes like 20 ticks for the spot to move. So you can actually count the ticks in your head and you will always get the moving correct. It's like you get 10 chances to catch and it always moves after that, from what I remember. So
Actually scaling for resources. Wow, revolutionary. No, but
yeah, and it's
I like it.
it's
I like it
not
a lot.
it's not click intensive at all. I don't think.
yeah, it's
I
not.
imagine which would you'd have to like dodge them or I don't know, but they just take up a spot and you just have to sit back and wait for the next spawn.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, it's good. It's overall good. Might be doing it on mobile.
More on that to come.
Yeah, I haven't tried it at all. Doesn't seem too bad. The fact that they consider this click intensive is like concerning, but
Remember
also I guess
Zayna
it's
RC
not surprising.
unreleased.
But yeah, I mean, how could they possibly consider that click intensive? It just baffles me. I don't think anything other than like gatherers and rune crafting are actually click intensive. Anything else is like medium to low APM or AFK.
This is like 4 to 5 clicks a minute.
Yeah, that's like low. I mean, and also, well, you have to pay very little attention. Also, it sounds like, but I don't know. as far as the race and stuff, it seems reasonably balanced. But even just the content itself, once again, just looks rather dull and uncreative, which is a thing that we tend to see with nearly all of the skilling content they've ever made in old school, which is kind of sad.
It's pretty decent. I don't know. It's not really like it's like Aubrey said. It's pretty dull. It's nothing really special, unique to it. It's not click intensive. 5 actions per minute, and every now and then you've got to dodge that big ass fish that steals your minnow. That's pretty much it.
I
don't
mean,
know.
there's only so much you can do with fishing. I think that it's pretty balanced, and again, like there's not a whole lot of wiggle room that they had in terms of what they could possibly do to it.
Yeah,
They
it's a
could
bit
make
weird
Other
that they
other
did
than
fishing
like
updates.
making it like a, well, I don't know, with that, like if they remove raw sharks from the Zolra drop table and then they add in a different method for obtaining raw sharks, it wasn't really out of nowhere or anything like that.
I mean, the idea with it is fine. It's just that they didn't execute well at all. They didn't spend very long creating this because they were talking about. I mean, once they nerfed Zora, people were complaining that like it destroys the Iron Man meta basically, because before you were getting all of your food from there, which is fair. And then they seem to like. I think within 2 weeks they'd made this. It's a fine idea, and there's a load of like funny things that came out on release. Like, so to get there, you only need to show them your angular once, and then you can do what you like with it, which I thought was funny. I don't know how you lose your angular, but they've accounted for that. Also, when I did it for about 45 minutes when it first came out, and I was wondering what the fuck was going on because I hadn't seen a single one of those leaping fish. What had happened was the graphic wasn't working when I was doing it, so you actually couldn't see it. So I think it actually makes for a more fun minigame that way because I had to like check if I was getting XP drop still instead of like just hearing the sound, which is great. The main problem with it is that like you don't have to click that often. Like that's fine. The problem is that it moves in a consistent pattern where it just moves one clockwise every time. If they just randomized that, it'd be a much better minigame. Well, quote unquote minigame. It's not a minigame, but if they randomized, it'd be a much better method. Or like close to what they advertised it as going to be, because it isn't click intensive at all.
Yeah, you can predict it.
I'd be interested to know like whether the Iron Man think it's reasonably balanced, like the high level Iron Man. I might ask them about it because I would imagine I think it's probably too many sharks an hour.
Yeah,
Like 650 is a lot of sharks.
it is.
It maybe I don't know. I'd have to ask the Iron Man to see like how balanced they think it is, but I'd imagine somewhere in the ballpark of halving it would be more fair. But I don't know. No one seems to be doing it, so I don't really think it matters.
I just don't know, why do we get so many skilling updates? When does it ever stop?
Never.
It's a skilling update every week or two. Like stop with the fucking updates. I don't get it. Why does Jagex pump out so many unnecessary updates?
Because people want
like,
them.
Yeah, but I mean,
fun, my man.
Can you not?
You got a large base of casuals, and
I don't know. It's ridiculous. So
but if you're casual, you still haven't done all the other skilling updates they put out.
Legit. Like you don't even, you can't even catch up with the updates if you're a fucking casual anyway. So what's the point? You're still trying to discover updates from 2 months ago. Why is trying to catch up?
Most of the skilling updates they've made have been directed towards PVMers and Ironmen.
Yeah,
and
fucking
PKers.
I don't get it.
Weren't already skillers. They're trying to get more people into it, but they're not doing it very well. They're just making it easier for everyone.
Stop skilling.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Easy. I don't know.
I think they should remove skilling requirements from the max cape, and that would solve everything.
I think they should just remove the max cape and skill capes.
That would be fair.
Number 8.
Remove
Max cape is
They should just remove levels.
remove the game from the game.
They keep creating incentives like things like Diaries, Maxscape. They keep creating incentives for people to skill who don't want to skill, which is fine that they don't want to skill. So stop forcing them to.
That's the biggest problem with this game, in my opinion, is that there's so much content that forces people to train skills who don't want to train skills, and the ideal for those people would just be don't make them train skills and leave skills for people who actually like training them how they are.
And like, let us be stupid over here, spending thousands of hours doing nothing.
Yeah.
Stop getting other people to do it with us.
It's our time, not your time. I don't know.
Alright, so
it's ridiculous.
Another announcement that has been made and invites been sent out for the PvP Championship, which is going to be taking place August 12th and 13th. So to give a little bit of information about this, there is a 16-man bracket, and they will be competing one-on-one to win $10,000. There is then 16 teams of 5v5. Winning team gets 10K. And there are 8 teams competing 20 versus 20. The winning team getting 10K. So there's there's some people out there who are quite upset that they didn't get invited to the tournament. But what do you guys think about the PvP Championship and all of the impact it's going to have? And just what do you think about it in general?
I, I probably should have deleted myself. Yeah, I don't give a shit. I don't know why they spend so much money on this shit though.
Because it
I
works.
mean, it's not that much money if you put it into skill of what they earn
Yeah, it's probably
or what they
true.
make. It's not that much money. Like for an individual person, 10 grand is a lot. Like for me, 10 grand would be a lot. I could do quite a bit of stuff with 10 grand, even though it's still not that much. Like 10 grand's gone in a whim. But but like for them, it's not that much. Didn't they spend like a couple of millions on DDoS protection? It's like, oh, they should have used
Possible.
this.
Yeah, it's
this
definitely like
but
warranted more so than this though.
yeah, like that's the thing. Like, oh, they shouldn't do this competition that attracts not thousands of people, but I mean, it does pull a lot of viewers on Twitch and overall a lot of exposure, and it's just fun for the people competing. It's only 30 grand. It's not like 30 grand is gonna fix the servers, because that's what people always complain about when they see money prize giveaways or whatever. It's like, oh, they should fix the servers. While they didn't they there was like an article that they used 6 mil on, like 6 million pounds or dollars on fixing like the DDoS attacks. Like that compared to 30K isn't nothing. I think I went a little off track.
Probably. I think this is a great idea. I just again think it's executed badly. I don't know exactly what happened yesterday, but I saw a lot of people complaining that certain people weren't invited to it or whatever. I don't know why it had to be an invite-only system. Maybe you could reserve some spaces for some people, but they could have just planned this better and done like a load of qualifying events over the last few months and really hyped it up.
Yeah.
Then people who are actually good all get to qualify. Like that seems to me like it'd be a better idea. Maybe it just I'm not sure who organised it, but it seemed like it could have been done a little bit better to avoid all this. Because if you just don't qualify, you can't complain they didn't invite you. So yeah, I would prefer to have seen that. And also, I think it would have been more advertising. If they'd been doing qualifying events the last few months, they would all be pulling in viewers. They've got a lot of opportunity to do things like this. I think it's very smart for them business-wise. It just needs to be executed properly.
Motorcycle something. I don't know. I'm not really too interested. I mean, they have the budget for it, so whatever. If it does bring in players or whatever, that's cool. But I, for some reason, don't think it will be nearly as impactful as like Deadman was. So, well, I hope people have fun and people enjoy their money.
I think this is fantastic. I wasn't even thinking about things. I was so caught up in how good I think that this is that I wasn't even thinking about how they could improve. And I think that moving forward in the future, you may see these like qualifying events, because that then does open up the pool to more people. And I think that's something that they would do in the future. I think this is going to be great publicity. Like, think of, we'll talk about what's going to be even bigger next, but I think that Deadman has been, as much as I hate it, and I will always admit that it has been wildly successful in getting attention in advertising, and getting to see these teams is going to be great. It's going to be awesome to see who the number one PvPer is. Like, think of like, fuck the 10K. Think of the like that as a title for him as well. It's gonna be cool getting to see people going against each other one on one like that. It's gonna be cool seeing 5v5. I don't really know if I'm too interested in the 20 versus 20, but I do understand why it's there.
They already did a 5v5 last week, didn't they? Last year.
Yeah, it was
I can't
quite
remember
a
who won.
clusterfuck.
But they did do one.
Thing that I'm most looking forward to is the 1v1. That is excellent.
I mean, I like stuff like this. It's cool. It gets the community involved. But I'm just really upset that it's the 1v1s are invite only because I personally was looking forward to the 1v1s.
Were you
I used to be
you're gonna throw your hat
I
into the ring?
used to be yeah, I used to be a PKer for like years. I used to be a PKer until '07 came out. Like I PK'd until pre-OC, and then I moved on to private servers. And then when Old School came out, I wanted to give RuneScape like a second. Like we got given a second chance on Old School, so I didn't want to just PK. I got into like bossing and skilling and whatnot. So I was really looking forward to like the 1v1 tournament, but it's like Zoid said, they could have prepared like months beforehand with like I don't know, prelims and whatnot, and have hyped it up. But I guess whatever. I think that I don't know. Maybe in the future we'll get like a big 1v1 tournament of everyone being able to enter and try to make it to like I don't know the top whatever they choose. But I think it's all right. It'll be pretty fun for the PKers.
I think it's gonna be great. All right,
I don't
so
have much to say about PvP, so it's good.
all right, so next up is the biggest thing is
It's gonna be big.
old school mobile. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm sure every single person watching the stream and watching the video of this is well aware of old school mobile. So, um, topic that we're going to talk about is what do you think about the announcement of RuneScape Mobile? How will this impact your play style? What are some things that you like and dislike about the idea of old school mobile so far? And did you sign up for the beta?
Let's see. How will it impact my playstyle? I'll maybe be able to do nights on my phone a little bit easier than before. That's about it. As far as the idea of in general, I don't really mind it particularly. I just kind of am afraid of the direction that it might lead the game into because I feel like this game is far, far more complex than any mobile game ever could be at this stage of mobile, anyways. And it just seems kind of sad to potentially diminish the game into just another stupid mobile game. So I hope that doesn't happen. But that being said, there's going to be a lot of content in the game that really isn't accessible to mobile users. But it's interesting. We'll just have to see. I did sign up for the beta, so see whether I get access or not.
It's pretty nifty. Although I think a lot of people were kind of disappointed, that the announcement was about mobile. It was being hyped up so much. I mean, this again, it's nifty, but it's not like it's nice. It might change like some stuff that I do. Like I could just do AFK stuff on the go or whatever instead of having to like 3-tick, 2-tick, whatever stuff. So I might even just again do minnows for a little bit of money for AFK. It's just a couple of left clicks, so that's it. Get a little money as well. So I might not even do barb fishing and just cap off strength through Nightmare Zone. Yeah, I signed up for the beta, so I'm looking forward to it, I guess.
I think this is huge news. Think of how good of advertising this is going to be when it's sitting there number one in the Apple App Store, where millions of people are going to be viewing it. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll see that it's free to play and free to make an account. This, a lot of what has been like, I don't know. I'm obviously not part of the marketing team or anything like that, but I feel like a lot of what they've done in the past has been to try to recruit players that used to play RuneScape in the past and try to get them to come back. But this is to attract new players that have never played it before. Playing
Yep.
playing games on the mobile phone is drastically increased and is exponentially growing as being very popular. And coming out with old school on the mobile device it's huge. This is going to be the greatest form of advertising that the game has ever had. It's gonna trump all Deadman tournaments, PvP championships, anything, just because of how much people are going to know about it. My girlfriend's best friend, who she's never played RuneScape before. She doesn't play video games, and I don't know how the fuck she found out, but yeah. So my girlfriend's friend found out about Old School Mobile, and then called my girlfriend and was like, "Holy shit, he is never going to stop playing. I'm sorry." Like how the fuck does some chick that has never played and doesn't play any video games find out about this shit? The day after it was announced,
Wow.
I had like five friends of mine fucking text me like, "Holy shit, dude, it's coming to mobile. Can you believe it?" You know, it's crazy. Just think of how many people have already been made aware of it, and think of how many people are then going to be exposed to it for the first time when it comes to the App Store. I don't understand why people are disappointed about this. I made a lot of jokes on Twitter. I don't think there's really any more prolific phone zone users than myself. The game really isn't realistically playable on TeamViewer or Chrome Remote Desktop. It is, from the footage that we got to see on the small sample size, the game looks like it's very smooth. Plays very well. There's going to be a lot of things you're going to be able to do. Sure, you may not be able to kill the Inferno or do shit like that, but doing something like agility or any of the gathering skills, and probably most combat, like pretty much you'd be able to train any Slayer task other than the ones that you'd mage on. I think that most of the content that you can do on the computer, you're going to be able to do on the phone. It's going to be great. So I just like how successful it has already been, and it's not even out. I signed up for the beta, got more time than pretty much anyone on the phone, so I'm looking forward to that invite if I am blessed with the opportunity to use it. And how will it impact my playstyle? I could definitely see myself playing on the phone quite a bit, because I'm running out of phone zone time. Got to have something to do next. And
I'm really looking forward to. Oh, sorry, you weren't finished. I'll say it is. Seeing people do stuff that isn't very accessible. Like the Inferno and such. Seeing people PK and such. That'll be really fun. Sorry, Titan.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be really challenging to do that. So I guess I think I'll probably speak for everyone when I say that we just don't want updates that come out that are directed at specifically meant for phone users, because so many people that play things on the phones are used to really not clicking sensitive things at all, like those freemium games where, like Clash of Clans and shit like that, you build something and you come back a half an hour later, a day later, something like that. Like, I don't want to say offline training, but I think that people are just concerned what methods may come out because of the demand from people using the mobile.
Like the new Hunter method in Fossil Island. The one where you wait and then...
houses,
Yeah.
But that's boring.
90 million an hour birdhouses.
But that's what mobile users want, to be honest.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that we stay true to what we're doing.
Yeah, for me personally, I don't use my phone for anything other than receiving text and listening to music. I'm still a caveman like that. I'm an old man. I hope it doesn't devalue. Eventually, it might devalue the game, but I hope not.
Yeah, so I kind of have to separate me personally from in terms of a business decision, because basically building on what Randy said, it's an extremely smart business decision. I think you're a bit wrong in they're looking for a new demographic. I think their demographic is still old players, and I've experienced myself with friends of mine, the friends who excited me about this in 2013 when we heard about Old School coming back. They've all messaged me hey man, is this really happening? It got posted on Lad Bible, which is a big thing in the UK.
Lad Bible.
The Lad Bible, yeah.
It's big.
Yeah, I know that.
It's really big, yeah.
It's big.
So millions of people have seen this, and there are tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who played this game in the past and will. I don't know, not all of them will try it, but if you have like 2% of them to try it, and you've got a massive player base influx, it's a brilliant marketing decision. I hate everything about it as a player. I think anyone who follows me on Twitter knows I can't stand Phone Zone. I think it goes completely against like what I like about this game. I don't like the idea of just logging into your phone every 10 minutes to like drink a pot. I think it's so stupid. But yeah, they've also said that I think this reflects that they're not changing their demographic. They've said that they're not gonna. They have no plans to make updates to target mobile users. I think they'll
As
go
of
back on
now.
that. As of now, I think they will absolutely go back on that.
Mhm.
It depends on the success of this. Yeah, I think we will start to see some more updates, which can be okay if they're like really bad, but they've never done extremely AFK and very bad things. They've always done extremely AFK things
Amethyst,
which are okay. Well, how bad is it?
20k an hour,
That's pretty
25.
bad. So, yeah, that's pretty bad. That's fine. No one cares if they do that. But Redwoods, like that's a destructive update. Like especially when that was when 2 ticks wasn't a thing as well. That was a ridiculous update.
I think that
Yes, it
two ticking was
was.
out.
Well,
Yeah,
It
it was.
was, but
Yeah,
Well,
it
2 tick
was.
wasn't out, so
Widely
maybe I
known.
just looked at it a bit. But yeah, I don't like it at all. But it's a brilliant decision on their part.
Playing RuneScape on your phone is already a thing anyways, so we might as well make it better. So like
Stop zoning on your phone.
it's already a thing. People won't stop.
Stop.
I'm not done yet. Got a bit of
You
melee to
made
do
it
left.
mainstream.
But yeah, as like a marketing decision is big. It's huge. Like people underestimate how many people play games on their phones, and especially kids. A lot of kids.
In a lot of markets, actually, we're going to mention a lot of markets. Phone games are like by far the biggest market,
Yeah,
especially in like second world countries. They're huge.
it's big, and I think they said it's the first real-time cross-platform mobile game.
It probably is.
Yeah,
first
I've
ever,
never
like,
heard of
that's
anything like it
RuneScape.
before. It's the first of its kind, cross-platform, same
So
server.
that's going to be a lot of articles about this. Like Zoid said, it being like the number one on the charts is going to be huge. Everyone's going to check it out. All the people that um that what's the word, that make like YouTube videos on mobile games, because I check those out myself. I look for like a top 10 RPG mobile game. Like there are a lot of people that review mobile games, and RuneScape will be pretty big when it comes out, and people will make a shit ton of YouTube videos. So that's going to be just an incredible amount of exposure.
Yeah. And you can see like how much exposure like just like the snowball of Pokemon Go got. It's not going to be on the same scale, but you can imagine this being a thing where like it will be top of Twitch for a couple of weeks. I'd imagine. I would not be surprised at all if that happened.
It'll be pretty crazy. Like I don't know what kids today's standards are of playing video games, but I mean I got introduced to RuneScape when I was like 6 or 7.
I think
don't
it is
know.
very different. I don't think the retention rate will be particularly high, but they only have to get a few, 20,000 players to play, and it'll be worth it.
Yeah,
Massively worth it.
I mean I think kids like they don't really judge. I don't know how much they'll judge the game on its like graphics. I mean I have a younger sibling. I let him play really old games, and he still likes them just because they're good.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like kids nowadays will just like download RS.
I think when
and get
when it
super hooked
comes
with it.
to the phone, there's some level of understanding that it's not going to be like as great of graphics as you would experience on a console or on a PC.
Yeah.
It still looks shit compared to what a lot of phones can do. I thought it was really funny. The whole game, by the way, is 50 megabytes when it's cached, which is hilarious. I didn't realize how tiny this game is.
And
Like Hearthstone on the phone is 2 gigabytes. It is a tiny game, RuneScape, and it uses almost no data.
yeah, the
Yeah,
thing
that
is,
data
I read the
usage is what I'm
Q&A.
most looking forward to seeing.
Yeah,
Should be very low.
because they said that RuneScape, like old school, was made to work on dial-up internet.
Yeah.
So
Like a few kilobyte connection.
data usage will be very, very,
Mhm.
very little.
If they
I'm actually-
if they wanted to, sorry, but like
Yeah.
if they wanted to, one of the biggest demographics they could try and get is a market like Thailand, where like most gamers are using their phone, and that's potentially tens of millions of people who would see this.
Mhm.
You can get markets like Thailand, China. You can't get China because it's impossible, but like Japan, they're all playing on their phones. It's an easy market to get into if they actually tried.
Someone just said Minecraft is the biggest game because of kids, so graphics aren't a big deal.
Yeah,
It's really funny. It's gonna be pretty crazy. I'm really looking forward to it. Like, I don't know. It'll be upsetting if they cater to like mobile phones, but if this breaks through, it'll be good for Jagex, and it'll make everyone a little more happier.
To expand on that
yeah.
Minecraft, to expand on your Minecraft thing there, I know that it when it came to the App Store, it had like a huge explosion in popularity as well. So perhaps RuneScape won't see the same success, as much success, but it's going to be big.
Yeah, what you earlier said, Randy, I had multiple people text me as well about OS Mobile, like people that I knew that played and people that I didn't even know that played. They know that I played. They'd send me like phone screenshots of their Facebook of like that Bible video, and it had like a shit ton of likes and shares and comments, and it had like 1.2 million views.
Well, I saw the Lad Bible tweet on somebody reached out on my timeline, and I read through the replies, and it was so easy to see how popular it was because like all of the replies were people like tagging their mates and saying like, "Oh, I can't wait to play this." Like,
I think Brits are one of the like.
Oh, yeah.
I think Brits.
Brits,
are one of the, yeah, Brits and Americans.
America is 50% itself.
Yeah, that's
What
great.
do you say?
Yeah, because RuneScape or Jagex is like a English-based or British-based company.
It's in Cambridge.
Yeah, so I think it really. That Bible is very English. So.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
I don't know how it is, how similar it is in your guys' countries, but like everyone I knew, like at least knew someone who played RuneScape when I was in school.
Yeah, same.
Everyone.
Even in here when I was a kid.
If you haven't played RuneScape, you've heard of it.
Yeah, everyone has.
RuneScape, legit. Oh, and someone just
I
followed
saw some
me.
people actually.
Thanks.
Okay, I saw a couple of people actually mentioning like a possible increase in like gold sellers or something. Wonder if that's a worthwhile issue.
It's something to expect when there's going to be more people playing the game.
I mean, it's already happening anyway, so I think we should take that hit for more real players because it's already happening.
Yeah, one thing that they talked about on the Q&A that I thought was interesting, and something that I've heard some people bring up, is that botting on the phone will be like easier than on the computer or something. I don't know where I heard that from, but apparently
Kieran already
easier
said
to do or easier to detect.
Kieran said they've already planned for that.
All right, good. Yeah.
I don't know if they actually have
for that, but it'll be big. It'll be pretty cool.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of impact that has on the economy, just with more players in general playing, as well as what other problems.
Resources.
Yeah, what other problems?
Cheaper Bibles, please.
Well, we benefit exclusively from getting a load of plebs in. It kind of works the same as just like normal economics. Like we get a load of plebs playing this game, they produce the resources we want, and they don't use the ones that we want. It's an absolute benefit to us as players.
Cheap flushing again, please.
Yeah, exactly. You get a load of people in all chopping use. It's great for us.
Oh,
what
they said. Someone said someone on the stream asked about like fetching darts. For example.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, but their comment was like they're fine with it.
Yeah, they said if it becomes a problem, they'll look at it. Yeah.
Oh, in terms of XP per hour, right?
That devalues my 60 mil fletching in one sitting, legitimately.
It'll still be a lot easier to use mouse keys.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
Smashing your finger on your phone.
I don't know. You know what? I'm going to disagree with you there. I think that it, based on my experience, I think that it's going to be much easier and much less strenuous to be doing it on the phone. Like think about like when I did the 60 mil fletching in a day, I was using 4 fingers on my left hand, 4 fingers on my right hand. I'm using 8 fingers simultaneously. It's like you're playing a piano. Whereas sitting here, you'd be able to just mindlessly do 2 fingers. If you need to, you can switch. I think that it's going to be it's much less work for your hands. And
I don't think you'll be able to do it as fast though.
No.
I mean,
You
should
don't
be
really
able-
need
to,
to, as long as
you
you stay
should-
consistent.
You should,
That
just
wasn't
be able,
my
you should be able to go as
concern.
fast as you're able to tap.
I mean,
those were-
with your keyboard, you're using both hands, whereas with a mobile device, you're only going to be able to tap in one place with one finger at a time. So it's theoretically like half the speed.
I mean,
You can use both fingers.
Yeah.
put it on like a table.
Yeah.
You only
Like,
have
put
to
it
touch
on
it,
the
though. You
table
don't have
and
to really press down. You have to press the keys down.
use
But my
part of your
concern
index
was-
fingers.
My concern was that they said they might address it, so I don't know if that'll give them like an incentive to change
Make
the
it
way
into an
guys
interface instead of 0 to.
I assume they change it on the mobile and not the because they're already having problems with certain things, and they talk about potentially having like a drop option, which I think would be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like it would just be a toggle where like you change to drop mode. I think that would be.
No,
I wouldn't be surprised if they do that, and I hope they don't.
Work
It'd
super
be,
well.
Otherwise,
Yeah, but
it'd be
have
so
you played in
tedious.
one mouse setting? It's really stupid as it is. You can't add shift to that. Bear in mind, mobile plays the same way like Mac use. Well, no one uses the Mac one button thing, but like
Or what
if you did,
what if they
you
add,
can you
like,
can
a-
turn one mouse option on now,
Yeah.
and it's really stupid to play in.
Yeah, but what if they add like a drag option, like RuneScape 3, not for PC?
Or like drag to drop,
for
like
desktop.
drag it out of the inventory.
Yeah, you drag it out of the inventory.
That would probably be better for mobile. Yeah,
only for mobile though, not
yeah.
for.
They should probably do that instead of shift drop.
honestly, they could do that for desktop as well, and it'd be fine because shift click I think is better. So
Stefan just said apparently shift click dropping is already a toggle on the client. Yeah, so it's gonna be very sad.
I mean, it's not like dropping on mouse is difficult.
No, but like it's not a thing where you just click on each thing. If at least hold down shift, which isn't much, but like
No, or if you turn shift sticky keys on, it's the same thing.
no, the issue for mobile is that you'd have to have the keyboard being displayed, and it'd take up a lot of room on the screen.
Yeah, honestly I like the shift mode, drop mode thingy where you just like click on whatever
Think
to drop it.
That'd be way too terrible.
It's better. It makes playing the game so much easier.
what's the problem?
How do you mean? What's the problem with them?
That's the problem. I don't want them to make the game easier.
Oh.
I mean,
I hate
it's
everything
fun,
about
dude.
this.
On mobile, I mean, it's different. I don't know, dude.
Which is why I said I hate everything about mobile. It's going to make the game easier. I don't want it to.
The game is always going to be easier. Just fucking accept it already. It's been 4 years. What the fuck?
I'm
No.
not going to accept it. I'm going to continue to complain.
Stop being
Fight.
such a bitter old man, Zoid.
No,
Gosh.
I'm not hurting anyone by being bitter because it doesn't matter what I think.
No, you're hurting yourself.
continue to think
I don't
that.
want you to hurt yourself anymore, Zoid.
I'm not hurting myself.
Yes, you do.
If I was hurting myself,
All this-
I'd quit this game
all-
right now.
All this negativity is not good for you.
No, no,
All
no.
this bad thoughts and too much carbs. It's not
No,
good.
no, no. I come on the Hexis podcast to rant about stupid things so I can be nice all the other week. All the rest of the 2 weeks.
You're never
That's
nice.
hypocritical.
I won the nicest user of last year. Don't tell me I'm never nice, Al.
Moving on.
All right, so since the release of Old School, the in-game camera has always slowly shifted in random directions over time. This was an
Could you
anti-cheating.
skip a question?
Did I?
Where is this question?
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
skip one.
All right, we'll go back to that
We'll
one.
talk
Let's
about that
let's first talk about the other dev blog that came out. Then my
All right,
bad.
sure.
The Grotesque Guardians. So to give some information about this, it is a Slayer Tower add-on as a gargoyle boss. The rewards from it are Granite Dust, which it is untradeable, which can be added to a cannonball, and it increases the max hit from 30 to 35. Some shards that get added to Bando's boots that make it best in slot defense and also give it +3 strength. A granite ring, which is a
Anti-frag.
very, very low level ring with +2 defense in all defensive stats, and granite gloves, which are about on the same tier as Addy gloves, and a granite hammer, which has a special attack that increases the damage of your next hit by 5 and the accuracy of it by 50. So let's talk about it a little bit. What do you think about the gargoyle boss and its rewards, and what do you think about the granite cannonballs, which were originally marketed as being tradable, being changed to untradeable? What's your overall opinion on everything with the dev blog?
I'm kind of looking forward to it. They seem kind of cool to see what the mechanics are and such. Nice to go on the roof. That's always nice. I'm really happy the cannonballs and the dust were made untradeable. I don't think they'll be worth farming and getting. So it's just a tiny boost for people who just have to be really inefficient to kind of even it out slightly. The shards actually changed to a core instead of a shard, but that's whatever. The boots are, I guess, pretty good. The ring is shit. I know they were trying to make it so it's something that we go to if you don't have anything else or like you can't afford. But even if I don't know, at least like +5 defense, at least. Yeah, seems good. Kind of nice as well. Because people were looking for a one-handed crush weapon. Here you go, and the special attack is actually pretty good as well. Especially for low levels, because it's +5, not a certain percent. So at low levels, it's pretty good. But also, it's kind of like Dark Bow, it's guaranteed damage. +5 damage, so you're guaranteed at least 5 damage, and then we'll see.
Alright, so I don't really love this. I don't think that many people are going to be killing it. I don't love all of the rewards either. I think that the Granite Dust, which was going to buff cannonballs from 30 to 35, it wasn't necessary. It would have been like a 10% or 15% increase to test like dags and cow fights, but it would have come at what was probably going to cost quite a bit. So there would have been some balance in terms of that. I don't like that it's been changed to being untradeable because, kind of going off what Abra said, like the people that are going to be killing this boss aren't necessarily going to be cannoning their tasks in the first place. So it's not really going to be, I don't know. I don't like that aspect of it. Um, the special attack for the hammer is pretty decent though. But I don't know. I don't love this like mid-tier level boss. I would like to see something like a dark beast boss.
Yeah, they brought up that. They could do that in the future.
Yeah, they could, but I don't know.
But really, we haven't gotten a lot of mid-tier contents, so
I don't like
nice.
the idea of something being a boss, but also being a mid-tier. Like it's not really I guess this kind of goes to like the free-to-play boss.
Giant hole.
Well,
they don't kill that thing.
It just caters to mat levels. It's fine.
I don't know. I'd like to see some more. I'd like to see some more higher tiered content. A Dark Beast boss, I think would have been, for me, it would have been preferred.
Same, but then the fucking plebs will complain. They usually do.
Well, you're always going to have people complaining whether things are too good or not good enough or a waste of like. There is no way of ever pleasing anyone, but I think that maybe would have been better with a Dark Beast boss, higher level content. Because there are things in between, 75 and like it's not really filling a skill gap. Whereas putting in like a Dark Beast boss with perhaps a increased Slayer level would be.
It's kind of funny actually when you realize how many people have 75 Slayer, like 200,000 or something.
Yeah.
I've gotten pretty tired of Slayer monster bosses. It's so ununique. It's so unoriginal. It's just taking a monster and turning it into a boss, which is really boring. It was cool for the first few bosses, but now it's just getting stale. I'd rather have seen something like Zora, not Zora in general, not Zora itself, but something like Zora, a completely original boss from scratch with its own lore and its own background and its own shit, not just some.
Oh, there is lore to this.
Yeah, but I mean,
and it's custom graphics. It's not just like the superior.
Yeah, I mean, but still, it's just like, oh, it's a gargoyle, but it's a boss. It's getting kind of boring, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think the best part about it is that it's something that's very simple and is a more advanced version of the ones that we're more accustomed to.
I guess. It's like
yeah, it's a pretty simple concept.
It's like, I don't know, if you don't want to do regular gargoyles, you go to the boss. But I don't care about any of the rewards. It's pretty lame that they made the Granted Dust untradeable. It's kind of lame. I honestly don't care about any of the weapons, any of the gear. I won't ever use it. I'll just care about the aesthetics of the pet. If it drop, I assume it's going to drop a
Oh,
pet.
yeah, there is a
I'll be
pet.
killing
I bet the
with
pet's
dust.
gonna
Didn't
look
even
pretty
mention that.
nice though.
Yeah, I'm only going to do it for the pet, and that's it. I really don't care for the drops and shit. Like, I don't know, it doesn't really cater to me, so I don't really care about the drops. They seem pretty bad as well for even for a mid tier level 75 boss. It's trash because it's a level 75 Slayer boss, but it drops level 50 tier gear.
Well, the boots are 75.
Yeah, the boots are 75.
Boots
That's
are really
different.
good, actually. They're pretty good.
I mean, I might use it for like if I'm ever tanking shit, but I'm usually on the offensive side. Um, yeah, I'm not happy with the Granite Dust being untradeable because, like Randy said, it would be a like a damage increase for a pretty high cost, which would have made the boss more profitable, and that's usually what they try to advertise, like a profitable boss.
Interesting though, because that makes it guaranteed profit because it's you always get that as a drop, the dust.
Hmm.
But I imagine for the pet, there's gonna be two gargoyles, like basically a male and a female. I imagine you're gonna metamorph between those for the pets because it actually looked. He was when he was originally making it. It was actually the one tile size, and he had to scale it up.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty sad. I don't know. It'd be pretty cool because like a gargoyle itself, it's pretty cool. The whole thing with wings and I don't know. It's pretty
It's
cool.
kind of funny. I think it's basically gargoyle is in RS3. Their Slayer pet is like a gargoyle.
Oh, so we get their entire skill as like one boss as a pet. But I don't know. I'll probably do it because I'd want to get the pet, but that's about
I'll
it.
do it for the pet.
And somebody in
Maybe
chat said,
hopefully
well,
money.
every update in the game has to be centered around me. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I wouldn't use that gear. But anyway, I just hope the pet looks cool and they don't like fuck it up.
So Granite Dust wasn't gonna be untradeable until it was suddenly. What's the reasoning behind that? Does anyone know?
Yeah, there was a lot of people that. So the biggest complaint that they had about the Granite Dust was that it was way too overpowered. So to counter that, they just made it not worth getting at all in the first place.
Yeah, so rather than some people making money doing the boss, they just made it so it's not really that good, to be honest. Like the other items, I don't see them being that useful.
I don't really think they're going to have much value. I'm hoping that the drop table is kind of similar to what the regular wyvern, or well, shit, even like a wyvern. But
I think they said they weren't looking to make it filled with like alkables like normal ones are.
they gotta fill it with something.
So yeah,
Magic
concern.
seeds.
I don't think it's gonna drop
Wait for
magic
wyverns.
seeds.
Wait for ancient wyverns.
Yeah, I don't think the boss is gonna be that good. It's gonna get some people killing it, but not a lot. So
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like none of the drops are really that great, and I mean, it's kind of silly in my mind that people complain so much about the Granite Dust stuff because I'm sure it would have been fairly expensive, and I mean, it's not really that massive of an increase, and it would probably come at like twice the cost of cannonballs or something. I wouldn't be surprised. So many people wouldn't even bother to use it, and it would be a nice consistent profit from the boss that is no longer going to be there.
I think there'd be a lot of supply, so I don't know if it would be that expensive.
Yeah, it depends on the numbers. I don't really know, but
yeah.
I don't know. The boss sounds like it's going to be fairly low impact on the game.
Yeah.
Which I guess is okay. I don't really mind too much.
It's great. It kills like 15 birds with one stone. It's an update that like, if I'm gonna do it, if it's even gonna affect me, it might be like okay to do instead of gargoyles. It probably won't be. I'm very glad whether it was their intention or not, I'm very glad that they made it untradeable because I don't like just the creep that Slayer gets. It was just another creep that did not need to happen. People will say like, oh, but it costs more money. I don't care because the meta for Slayer means money doesn't matter anyway. So people would obviously do it, and Slayer doesn't need to get faster.
Alt meta.
Yeah, the alt meta, like it doesn't matter, so they'll do it anyway. So I'm very glad to see.
Yeah, basically, you just camp the boss for the pet and such, and then if it takes you a while, you have a lot of dust to use.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I think there are plenty of people who do like. I think the majority of people do like half and half Slayer, where like they do cannon some things, like, but most of the stuff they're just killing, usual crap. I mean, I do like Cerberus, and if this drops enough good stuff, I can see I'll probably do this for a little bit. So I like this. I think more mid-level updates are exactly what we want. I think more people will have access to it, and it basically doesn't affect me. And best updates for me are ones that don't affect me.
All right, so as I jumped on a little too early last time, so since the release of Old School, the in-game camera has always slowly shifted in a random direction over time, and this was done as an anti-cheating measure. However, on Thursday, this was removed from the game, and the camera is now perfectly aligned and only moves when you move it. This update was done silently, like it wasn't put in the patch notes or anything, but um, what kind of impact will this have on the game for you, and what do you think about this?
I think it's one of the best updates in game, and not like best, but it's really, really, really nice that we finally got this because it's not like it really combats bots directly anymore. Maybe like the bad like auto clicking ones. But I don't know. I really like this. One thing that I'm kind of sort of afraid of is something like Artie Nights, where if the camera doesn't change, you won't ever have to actually like change your camera angle anymore. So you could actually, I mean, if you decided to cheat and autoclick, for example, Artie
Oh,
Nights, you could actually
Who would
do that.
do that?
The click box is so
they-
big, it doesn't matter.
They've gotten caught.
I mean,
Who would?
I hope
Who
so.
would all click Guardian Knights?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, only a fool would auto click Artie Knights.
I mean, why the fuck would you?
Situation.
Hey, no names. But I mean, yeah, it'd be pretty foolish to
Well, Adam.
bot or auto click a very easy skill.
Borderland.
I'm just saying, you could actually do that and go to bed for like 6 hours because the camera doesn't move. It's just stuff like that that just kind of concerns me. But I'm pretty sure that they'll be weeded out easily. In general, I think it's a really good update. Like, I don't even have to change my camera angle at all anymore when I'm doing something like agility at Artie course.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like one of the best updates, and it wasn't even mentioned. So I'm really glad that you went through with this.
Yeah, this is the update that I've wanted the most in game for quite a long time. Basically, ever since I did mining, because it was the random camera movement was especially irritating for mining. I'm just overjoyed. I didn't expect it to be happening, just at random so soon. Yeah, it's fantastic. I hope that it doesn't increase the amount of people cheating, and hopefully people who are utilizing autoclickers that simple will be easy to catch on Jagex's end. But yeah, it was a similar deal to randoms, where it was an anti-cheating measure that was a huge hindrance and annoyance to legitimate players, and I don't think that's a good approach to anti-cheating measures when they're actually making gameplay less enjoyable for real players. So yeah, I'm really glad of it. Kind of want to do more mining now, but I don't have a good reason to, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe a new account. I don't know.
Just pull a Jebrin with mining, go for one deal.
What do you think about it, Abra?
I mean, it's really nice. Don't have to worry about that. I would always, even like with bank standing skills, I would just like adjust it just so it's lined up right. But I imagine, so that people who were botting and whatever with simple stuff, it would possibly break theirs because they probably, or no, it wouldn't be like super simple, but once it accounted for it, would like break from trying to rotate from nothing happening. Nice.
I think that this is a pretty good update. It's going to have a small impact on agility. One day it'll come where I do foot nights on the alt, so it'll be nice for when that does happen. I think this is a good update, very quality of life. I thought I recalled Weth saying that the camera movement doesn't really even do too much for them in terms of like catching people that are cheating in the first place. So with that, it's good that they're adding this in to counter that, or not counter, but to allow the players to play the game better. Hopefully, they do this with random events in the future. One can only hope.
Yeah, it is actually something that makes me want to do mining. It was one of the biggest things that.
Oh yeah, I might actually do 3 tick now.
Yeah, because the camera movement in Quarry was awful, and now it might actually make me do mining and some other skills that I can't think of right now. Yeah, it's actually a really good one.
I think they should add this effect back on the mobile client only and double the effects.
Oh god,
Often
it'd just be
that's,
swaying.
Often that's an alright update. I think actually the mobile client should, the effect on fishing trawler?
Oh, it's just
Yeah, it's
Just
the
put that in
permanent
permanently,
drunk
and I'd be
effects.
pretty happy. Didn't they remove that during the first week because people were getting sick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard stories of people
Back
that
when I did
actually were
Angler?
throwing up because of that.
I think they're
Why are
still
they staring
missing.
at their screen while
Good
doing it?
banter.
Jesus Christ.
I think
You
they're
can
still
AFK
missing
the
a
shit out of
smoke.
that.
A toggle for the smoke in like one of the dungeons.
Are they?
Yeah, there is a toggle.
Oh, I wasted like 5 tick because I didn't realize the toggle carried over. So I was going to the cave like, I'm going to preempt this and set the toggle, and I fucking turned the smoke back on. They'd carried the toggle over to the new dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, like I think it is there for the smoke double area, but I mean, yeah, but not for the dust. I think.
Who's it
I think it was pulled and failed.
Yeah, Ginge had a really good speech about that. It is a smoky dungeon. You can't get rid of the smoke.
Yeah, it should stay there.
The smoke has a toggle.
Super smoky.
It's
For the
part
smoke
of the,
dungeon, it does.
it's
Oh,
part of the lore.
The smoke
Respect
double
the
area.
lore.
It's part of the quest, man.
Yeah, part of Desert Treasure.
All right,
lore is
Owl.
important.
Owl. So you may
Anyways.
be able to answer this better than anyone else, but for the rest of us, let's talk about the
Making my
impact of
hands.
the Zulrah drop table and the changes that it's had on the economy. Do you think that the changes that were made benefit the game as a whole, and do you think that it needed to be nerfed?
Is Owl first?
Yeah, Owl is conveniently first.
He's gonna go on.
Talk about your experience with Zulrah, because I know that you had thousands of kills before, and you are still doing it now. Talk about the change before and after. The floor is yours.
All right, so Zora drop table nerf got hit. Like that was a pretty hard hit, but I feel like it was pretty justified because Zora was so freaking OP. The drop table was incredibly overpowered. Like you could get easily 200, 300k. Sometimes if you're lucky, 400k drops, and like a kill that takes less than a minute if you're like lucky, to put in perspective. So it got hit pretty hard, but it doesn't mean that it's not good anymore. Because the way I do Zora, it's still a decent like 2 mil per hour, as what it used to be, like 3 mil to 3.5 mil per hour. I think they went overboard with a few drops. I think they shouldn't have decreased Runite ores. Those are fine. The magic locks to U locks was a really big one. Like a magic lock drop would be like over 100k, and they changed that to 35 U locks, which is 12k. I think they shouldn't have gone overboard with drops like that. It went from a 100k drop to like a 12k drop. If that something like that went from like 100k to 50k, that'd be more reasonable. They went a little overboard with a couple of things, but in general, I'm fine with it because it's still decent money. It's still way better money than almost anything else, and I'm doing Zora right now for the pet and the mutagens, and I'm quite happy with how it is. It could have been worse. They could have just like deleted one drop line. You know how you get 2 drops at Zora. I was actually expecting them to change, like instead of getting 2 drops, you only get 1 drop. That would like legit change the profit per hour to half. Yeah. So they could have done way worse with the drop table, but it's still pretty overpowered. It's still 2 mil per hour if you put that in perspective to like best in slot gear. How little you'd have to kill Zora to get like best in slot gear as opposed to other bosses. Zora is still really good. And still really easy. It's not like they changed the mechanics or rotations. I'd much rather, I mean, if they do ever feel like nerfing Zora again, instead of lowering the money per hour or change the drop table, I'd much rather have them add way more rotations and maybe like random phases. Because I stream Zora and I don't know, it's super easy with my KC. I could legit watch a movie and do Zora and still get 2 mil per hour. So if they do ever in the future address Zora, I'd much rather see them change rotations and whatnot instead of just lowering the drops. And like economy wise, the thing with sharks, they removed sharks, but they added them back to minnow. The thing, I'm glad that they changed Sardome and Brews into Crush Nests, because I'd much rather see a boss drop supplies rather than the finished product. So in this case, it's like a herb secondary, because for Iron Man it was really OP. You'd kill Zora, you get 10 Sardome and Brews, which are like a really high requirement herbal item.
Make her more cheaper.
Yeah, it does, because you don't actually like it does make it a lot cheaper, because first of all we get more secondaries and it doesn't add more brews to the game, which makes brews go down in price, which means that us selling back our brews makes us even more of a loss. What else? I'm trying to think of the rest of the drop rate changes. I wish they'd have done something to make magic seeds a bit more common, because that hit us really hard. I mean, in general, I don't want to ramble for too long. In general,
You've been rambling for a while.
Really? Oops. I'm glad. I'm glad they addressed Zora finally. I just wish I did more to Zora before it got nerfed, because I still need the pet and both the mutagens. It's still good money per hour, and that's it. Yeah, your turn, Kawaii.
I personally only did 1 kill of the snake boss of the thing.
Sorla.
Yeah, that thing, the snake, the money snake. Sorry, I had a bunch of drinks, so yeah. But yeah, nerfing the boss. There are other bosses to do for money, so I don't see a problem. Just kill the other bosses if you want more money.
Yeah, I guess it was
like Serb.
kind of warranted. Question. Alright, whatever, we'll go. And it was, I guess, yeah, it was kind of warranted. It's still good, but with less people killing and also just the massive change to the seed rates and such, made them go up in price a lot. It's very depressing. Farming was already kind of bad. Now it's just
Yeah, magic seeds. Lol.
200k, 140k to 200k in like a week or two or whatever. No problem. No, I think it is.
Is it?
Yeah, like Sora was really fucking overpowered, and it's still honestly really good. Like it's still pretty much the best PVM other than raids, or maybe some like complicated Cowder's dungeon methods or something. So I think it was warranted. I think they could have maybe skipped the magic seeds because they were already fucking expensive as it was. But yeah, it's probably best for the game. I think magic seeds will be introduced through other sources in the future.
Actually, and also, you mentioned the Owl did the change to Runa, or that contributed to the death of the rune market, at least temporarily. I don't know how it is right now, but that's why I switched to gold, because there were so few rune bars in the economy, and those that were there were all being sold at a really high price, that it was actually lost to Smith Rune instead of profit.
Wow.
Good.
Yeah, runesmithing is dead.
You guys should have done it.
I did a little bit.
I did it all.
A little, like half. Like half was Rune.
I've never done runesmithing, and I really regret it. I'm like 13 mil.
Yeah,
Smithing,
I kind of
really
regret
should.
doing runesmithing now
It was
because
the
gold is
best.
so fast and so cheap.
It's still worth it for non-alt users to do Rune, or it was. I don't know what it is right now.
I have morals, so I would do runesmithing.
It has to be like 2.7 GPXP profit for it to be worth it.
But then it went down.
I don't know what
With the
profit is
shop.
right now.
Yeah, I don't care. Don't smithing. I don't care about the market anymore.
Oh, you always have to. You always have to care. All right. I think it's interesting to see. You know, we've had more time for the changes to the drop table to have had an effect on the economy, and you know things are starting to settle where they're at now. You know, at first you saw like huge spikes and stuff due to panic, but now things are kind of settling in at their prices now. It's again like I don't love it just because it doesn't benefit me, but that doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't something that was good. I don't know. What do you guys? So a topic that I saw um, on the 5 minutes a month that I spend on Reddit, I saw the topic of duo Iron Man being quite popular and frequently suggested. Kieran said that he liked the idea in one of the Q&As. So let's talk about that a little bit. What do you guys think about duo Iron Man? Some problems that you may run into, like you know, like teammates quit, maybe you're switching between other people, maybe even playing both accounts by yourself. Would duo Iron Man be something you would consider doing?
I would never play Iron Man in general. I like the game mode. It's cool. You learn a lot about the game, but I would ever play Iron Man because I feel like it would be a waste of time because I have different goals. Duo Iron Man takes away from the whole Iron Man theme. You're supposed to do things by yourself. Like if you wanted to do Iron Man, just play with your friend, but just restrict yourselves. Like be like a self-sufficient.
Oh, I think people are
And
pretty interested in the idea of having high scores for it.
yeah, but then you mentioned like
If
playing
you could
both
switch
accounts
partner.
yourself.
Yeah.
So
Also-
like, you and yourself, you and your alt.
Yeah,
Iron
pretty
Man
Yeah.
mode?
Wait. How would it appear on the high score? Would it say who your partner is, or I don't know?
I don't know.
And
maybe,
also, because
maybe
I
it's like
imagine
maybe it's like
streamers
a
would have all of their
combined.
fans.
It'd be pretty. I don't know. I'm just not a fan. Duo Iron Man. Uh, I'm just not a fan of them adding like so many more game modes constantly. Like it'll be not long until we get hardcore Ultimate Iron Man, because that's
I'm looking forward to that. Actually,
I mean, it just clogs up the high scores. I don't know.
really simple and good stuff.
I don't know. I personally not a fan of Iron Man.
Wait, Ultimate
So
was meant to be played without Loonbag and Zoydberg.
yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not the best to ask about Iron Man stuff. I'm just not a fan.
I don't know. Having the ability to compete on the high scores would be something that would be interesting. Me looking back on it, I do kind of regret. Like I know that I have always hated on Iron Man mode, but I think that I may have enjoyed creating hardcore Iron Man and just like obviously like, completely staying away from anything that would put me at risk of dying. But just to like do something extremely AFK on the side, just to like get like a rank one in a single skill for a hardcore Iron Man or something like that. I think that may have been something okay and fun. I don't know if duo Iron Man would be appealing enough. Possibly.
Duo and Iron Man don't go together. Iron Man is supposed to be you playing the game single player.
Yeah, it's kind of an oxymoron.
We
Yeah,
stand
like-
alone.
It doesn't make sense whatsoever.
We stand alone except for our partners/partners if it's duo or just group.
yeah, like it's a matter of time. It becomes like a 10-man Iron Man, like and 100-man Iron Man. Like, what the fuck, mate? Like, what the actual fuck? You're supposed to play the game alone. That's what Iron Man stands for.
All right, so what if they change the name from Duo Iron Man to Co-op mode?
That would be good. That would make sense. I'd have no problems with that. Just remove the Iron Man element.
Co-op mode.
Co-op without trading.
Yeah.
Only between the other two. Yeah.
You see how that's a much less catchy name though than Do Iron Man?
Yeah, but again, the thing is, again, if someone quits, then you're either on your own, or if you can switch, you could have situations where people willingly departnering to just get everyone's resources, like a popular streamer. You know,
It's always
everyone would want to just give them the
What if you, like,
resources.
get in a fight with your partner? Like,
that's
you
your
guys get, like,
fucking problem. You should clearly make it permanent, otherwise there's no point in it.
Yeah.
What if what
And
if
you'd have to like basically de-iron into a normal Iron Man.
Jarek don't have to be concerned with the fact that friends might fall out. If you're gonna follow your mates, it's your bloody problem.
what if like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Think of like the messy divorce. Aubrey, we're
Yeah,
gonna.
I just think it's a silly idea. Like, if you want to play Duo Iron Man, make an account, have your friend make an account, and there you go. You can trade each other, tell each other you want to trade other people. Doesn't need to be an official game mode or something like that.
Yeah.
I think even Duo Iron Man wouldn't do Duo Slayer.
Oh yeah, partner Slayer, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Think about these
I think
things.
Jarek and Ging are the only people to ever do it.
I don't know. I think co-op mode has potential.
I think people will enjoy it. I just think it's. I mean, I don't even think it's stupid. I'll probably watch. I mean, there's probably a brilliant YouTube series of like insert your favorite streamers doing Co-op Iron Man. It'd be great, but I'm not. I think it's stupid because I'm not going to play it. But if they do it, they should make it permanent, and it'll be alright.
Yeah.
No, I do think I can see why people want it. I would also, yeah, I'd definitely watch a YouTube series of it,
Okay. All right. So.
especially with Mr. Mammal.
All right, so the OS Buddy Pro code giveaway winner for the last podcast is Watch Blackout. Just send me either a tweet or a message on YouTube, and I will give you your codes as you've won. And we're going to be doing a 3-month OS Buddy Pro code giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber on YouTube and leave a comment on this video with what person in Hexis you would most like to see on the next podcast.
Haruka May.
And then I'll try to whoever's the most commented one, I'll try to get them to appear on the next one as well. So next, kind of like the last topic we got here is talking about Link's Titan. Call it the Link's Titan watch. It's been 5 days since he's last logged in. He's never gone more than a day without playing since he began playing. That is, he is flatlined. What do you think's going on with him? Will we ever hear from him again? And if he's quitting, does he owe the community a goodbye?
No.
Lynx is just on holiday. He's on holiday, he's having a great time, he's enjoying himself, he's getting older, he's getting more mature, he's getting closer to 200 Ma'al, maybe he's trying to break free from his daily routines, maybe he's like, oh, let's spice it up a little bit. Let's just...
You saying he's on holiday sounded like you were saying in the sense of, like when somebody's dog
Oh
dies and
my
the parents tell you to go to a farm. Like, yeah,
Wow.
he's in a
No,
better place.
It's the middle of summer. He's probably...
For the last 3 summers, in fact, it's the 7th summer that's not bothered him.
Yeah, but that was 7 years ago. He's
So-
older now. He's
Or a
been
year
doing
ago, or
years.
2 years ago, or 3 years ago.
okay, but maybe this was the breaking point. Like, oh, okay, maybe I should really do something else and play RS. I don't know, dude. I honestly think
but
it's
like
just on holiday.
with having the disease that he had, like you have to be in a routine And
I get
It's
it.
not a
but
disease.
it's not a disease.
what is
can't
it?
It
fucking
is.
catch
A
it.
condition? Well, all right.
Sure.
Yeah, it is
All
a
right,
condition, but yeah.
all right. Not disease, but due to his
I-
condition,
Yeah.
that
If you
doesn't
could
really
catch autism, we'd be fucked.
We'd all be fucking
In
sick
Hexis,
right now.
we'd be done for.
I honestly, I just think he's on holiday. He'll be back next, like in a couple of days, maybe like next week. Be like, oh hey, I went to a lake with my family. It was great. We had a good time. I swam and I barbecued and I don't know. He probably has a lit time right now.
All right, so my question then, just for you, Owl, is at what point of him, like, if he goes 2 weeks without playing, 3 weeks without at what point do you go from, oh, he's just having the time of his life, to maybe being concerned?
Probably around August. Maybe like end of August when summer is over, uni starts, college starts. When summer ends, that'll be like for me like, oh, maybe something is wrong. Maybe he quit. Maybe he is quote
Say it.
unquote on holiday after his holiday. I don't want to even think of that because that's pretty bad. He's like just a guy like us. Wouldn't wish that on anyone, but I don't know. Maybe
What
towards
do you
that.
mean, like us?
Okay, no, okay, I'm sorry. That's super arrogant. We're like fucking peasants compared to him, but I mean, I don't know.
Are you implying we are all autistic?
That's not what I said. We can't compare ourselves to a mere mortal to him, a god. But yeah, towards like August, end of August, I'll be like, oh shit, maybe something is really up with this guy.
All right, what do you think, Aubrey?
I think he's quit. I think this is it. It's
Really?
just observing Lynx's gameplay and just how he tends to play and approach things. I think he's done with the game. He's the type of person that he'll do something to completion or not at all. He's somebody who does things to extremes, and I mean, I guess he has been kind of fading away from the game, but I think he's quit. I think he's found other things to occupy himself that he's finding more interesting and enriching than RuneScape.
Mm.
And as far as owing the community a goodbye, I don't think he owes the community anything really, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe in like a few months down the line he makes a video just talking about like why he stopped playing or something, but I don't know. That's just my theory. Who knows?
Yeah, for me, there's a couple ways of looking at it. He's either found a new game to play, or he is in the hospital. Like, I've he has a laptop, so I don't really think that he went on a vacation, or what you people call holiday. Nah, it's,
Europeans call it vacations.
well,
Only Brits call it holidays.
so I mean, if he's going on vacation, I think that he's bringing his laptop with and is at least getting in like a farm run or something like that. Just the fact that he hasn't logged in for 5 days. That's either, I mean, it's dumb to say, it's either completely by choice in that he's playing other games, or he physically cannot due to whatever problems he may be finding himself into. Um, if this is him quitting, he certainly, like, it was a very slow death watching him go from 100-hour weeks, 90-hour weeks, 80-hour weeks,
The wall.
Yeah,
50-hour weeks. And he was
then
on
just suddenly 0.
then he was on 40 hours, and now it's just completely done. Um, I don't know. That's got to be concerning, because especially with his condition, it's doing what he's doing isn't really something he can just drop. I know someone who has a brother that has autism, and when, like, going on like a forced
He has
vacation,
Asperger's.
well,
That's kind of similar, I guess.
going on like a forced vacation is like a living hell, changing up the daily habits and routine and everything like that. So I don't know. It's The Lynx Titan watch will be carefully monitored literally every single day until we do hear from him. I don't think he really owes anyone a goodbye if he is quitting, but one thing that we'll talk about the rest later.
I saw someone else also at some point say maybe there's also internet problems or whatever else. But yeah, it's
In
very interesting
Sweden,
how
nah.
it was so sudden. Oh, I don't know. And yeah, no one else actually really touched on it. The high score thing. I think people might, because
We'll get
if you look
there.
at it,
It's the next
No,
bloody question, Abra.
Fucking hell.
It was-
Honestly, some
fuck's sake.
people.
I looked
Fudge,
earlier.
man.
Whatever. All right.
Now, go on, Abra. You can continue.
I
Spit it
have
out.
way too much to go on.
Okay. I think he doesn't owe anyone bloody anything in terms of like what was it, an apology, a goodbye?
A goodbye.
We've pestered the man for years now. And how he's managed to be so polite so consistently. He's a genuine trooper. I think he gets questioned wherever he goes all the time. Yeah, I think I'm very glad that maybe he's just got some peace for once. I hope he's having a good time. I think his video a couple of months ago implied that he had found something else in life that he wanted to do, whether that's like education or something else.
Yeah.
He seemed happier, and the fact that he slow burned off made me think like he decided everything's better worth his time, which is brilliant.
He did somewhat mention something like this in his last video.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh, sorry. I'm just.
Yeah, pretty much what Zoid said. He is moving on from RuneScape, and that's it.
I don't think you can overstate like how consistently polite the guy was. Honestly,
Yeah,
Yeah,
he seems like a great person.
always friendly, wonderful guy.
Even when getting crashed, we're cutting.
Yeah, he always answered me when I pestered him. So
He's a very nice guy.
he'd always answer questions. He'd always say hi back. He'd always never try to ignore you if he, could answer. It's really like doing lavas.
I mean, the guy probably got asked if he's going for 200 on Slayer about 5,000 times while he's doing Slayer,
Oh God, imagine
and he probably answered yes with a smiley face every time.
every single time.
Sounds like a I don't know, like I don't know what word, like he died and like sharing memories. It's like
He died
funeral.
in
Oh,
RuneScape.
stop, dude. When are we gonna have like the in-game
Vincent
funeral?
Park.
Where
We're
are we
not.
gonna-
We had a funeral for Ace's bank before.
Yeah, that was great. I've got the screenshots of that. But that was warranted. Oh, that reminds me. I'm just gonna declare it now that we're not demoting Acid Soul, Randy. I'm saying on stream so you can't do it secretly. We're gonna grandfather him as Silver Star forever.
Good.
That we discussed that a while ago.
Well, I wasn't there.
Oh, well, I guess you aren't in the super elite administrative team.
Yeah, there's no way you guys have a secret chat that I'm not in.
But the thing is, you don't know if there is one or not.
I would never know. I mean, I know Trick and Ging have one. The Trick and Ging have one on this Discord that we're not in.
Yeah, Trickle
I've already complained about this all day.
Trickle accidentally gave me permission to view that once, and like he was actually like terrified because of what they were saying.
He probably
Like,
shit talks all of us constantly.
nice. It was like some anime pictures or something I recall seeing.
Oh no,
course it
anime!
is.
Yeah.
Oh no!
anime! Fucking
Why can't we get in
disgusting.
there?
There's no weebs here.
Hate
I-
anime.
That's where the good stuff is.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyone have anything else to say about the Lynx watch? No, alright,
Nah.
so let's talk about what kind of impact this could potentially have on players moving forward then. So if Lynx is in fact quitting or by choice or by force, how do you think this would change the way some of the players in, let's say, like the top 20 would play? You know, like, would you see a rise in playtime from people who would then be competing for what would be an open rank 1? You know, like, it's looking at it right now, you've got Jace and
Razor Chase and Oscar.
Well, Sens is ahead of Oscar. Those two are fighting
Is it?
back and forth. Yeah, they're flip flopping back and forth every single week on rank 5 and 6 in EHB.
Okay.
Then you got Omar that's playing like 90 hours a week. Yeah, there's. What do you guys think? The what kind of impact do you think that this is going to have on some of the top ranked players attempting to compete for that #1 rank?
Glad I'm first on this. It used to be all one question, but I was yeah. I think there probably will be a little bit more competition. It's actually possible for someone to sneak in there, and the people at the top would have more motivation to keep going instead of hitting the wall or whatever. And then if you look at it's like before, just like looking at the graph of the XP, the curve, the distribution, it's pretty like slope.
What do you mean?
Then it's just like a bigger close together, and then it really kicks off. I think the people that are all close to each other might start going a little harder, and yeah, we're gonna see some tight competition closer to the top.
I think it's going to be very interesting because I know damn well that there will be some people up like in the top 10, 15 that would, perhaps change their priorities in attempts to competing for rank 1. It's gonna be it would make the race to #1 very interesting because right now we're still like if Lynx is done.
Oh, he could stop for a year.
Yeah, like Lynx could stop for a year and still be at like that would be if everyone else is averaging like 3K months or years, like playing like 10 hours a day or something. He's more than a year ahead of everyone else. So I think it's going to be very interesting to watch over what would be the next 2 to 2.5 years. People competing for rank 1. It would make the race fun. Shout out to Sick Nerd for quitting.
I think Razor will take it. He's still got so many years of school and stuff. I feel like Jace probably won't change his pace too much. He's like a very consistent player with his like 60, 70 weeks. I could see people like Omar and Oscar and Sens and them going a bit harder though, and maybe some other people in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know really if anyone will really change because I think the fight was never against each other to finish it in some kind of sense. It was more against, it was a fight of like, how quickly could you actually complete this game without A, burning out, and B, getting to the point where you actually have to do stuff IRL, as in like you can't play this game anymore. I never thought it really was a competition direct with the other people.
But it's something that could definitely happen now if
Maybe.
what happens is if what is happening happens.
Like instead of going to hang out with friends now, you might just play.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. I don't know. I don't think we're going to see like somebody rise through the ranks and steal it. I think there are really very few people that can take the rank 1.
Acid Soul's gonna come back and take rank 1.
Oh, so sad.
Well, Westfold is on like a 3-hour week, so maybe he'll come back.
He played himself so hard, he can't make the money that he needs. He played himself.
He hasn't done Cerberus yet.
Played himself.
Cerberus. In fact, no, don't do Cerberus, Westfold. I'm doing Cerberus.
Why not?
I'm doing Cerberus. No one else can.
You could also just do Astrals too.
Do you?
No, you can't, actually.
Those are nice.
Astrals.
And he still has plenty of skills where he can play an Altering, like Slayer.
It would be so funny if Lynx was just teasing everyone. Like he'll quit for a year, and then like people are like tryharding so hard and giving up everything to get rank 1, and then he like comes back and just finishes 200 mile.
That would be great.
I don't
That'd
really
be so
think that.
cool.
I don't really think that being his nature at all.
Top 10 anime comebacks. I'm kidding.
Cringe.
I don't know. I don't really know the top age too well. guess the top 10, the usual people that already go hard with.
What about
probably
Trickle?
Trickle? Whoa. I don't know, comment. I don't want to say anything bad about Trickle. I'll get kicked from Hexis. Yeah, I don't know. I'd see Isolate Broads go real hard. I don't know.
Randy, are you Connect Tech rank 1 now?
Nah, I would not be able to compete. Like at times I've been rank 3 EHP, and then I set it like rank 5 for what's been quite a while. And now is starting, or a lot of people are starting to like catch up and pass me now. And I think that over probably the next like year, I'll probably drop down to like rank 15 EHP or something like that.
Alas.
It is what it is. But all right, so last thing here, let's just talk about what we've all been up to during the podcast and what goals, if any, you have in the game right now.
I have been doing Cerberus the entire podcast. I've been thinking a lot lately about what goals I actually have, because for the past like few months I've just been doing Cerberus and like whatever. Sorry, not Cerberus, agility and whatever. But I think I'm going to do more agility. I'd like to get a top page rank on it, and I'll probably do fishing unless that comes into. If that comes to the point where I won't get a top page rank, if I finish fishing, I'll probably finish off agility. So yeah, right now it's probably 200 mil agility.
I'm doing crafting with some battle stabs and doing some double astrals on the ults, get some money, mitigate loss.
What kind of GP per hour are you getting on them?
Yeah, I'm not always active at the bank and whatever not. The pricing is pretty okay. I think it's a little bit over 900k.
Oh, shit.
I mean, if you were just playing one account, it'd be like 1.2 or whatever. But yeah, so it's pretty nice going to 99, then I'll switch over to deaths.
Blah, ults.
Doing agility, world 46 RD.
Squad!
Get to 42, Kawhi, what the hell?
No, 46. Everyone's welcome to meet my pet rock.
I've seen it. It's really hard and big.
What?
What?
Thank you.
You're welcome, dude.
Alright, so I'll answer for Owl. Owl has also been doing agility with me and Kawhi. Been running these roofs, man.
Randy, if you gotta pronounce his name right at least.
No!
It's Kawhi.
Stop! Stop!
Right
now.
Machine, not machine. Kawaiimachin. No, what I've been doing is agility because I have a very low attention span, so I wanted to.
Owl
do
uses
something.
42, he knows.
No, I just been doing roofs because I want to get the squirrel pattern. I wanted to join a squad. World 46, by the way. 42 is for plebs.
You were on 42 all week.
No.
Yes.
What are you talking?
Called out.
No. No. I switch between roles like 12, 42, 46, and 65. But I've been doing agility. My goals lately have been to go for all pets again, which I have been streaming on my Twitch channel. Currently going for a Zora pet. On stream, off stream, I do rune crafting and agility.
Well, this isn't the place for you to plug your stream, alright?
I'm just saying what I've been doing on my spare time.
I'm not going to watch your stream, Owl, alright?
You're not welcome in my stream, Zoid.
Alright, Ari, what you been doing?
I've been trying to get the I'm sorry. Okay.
Owl, can you stop talking? Please.
I like talking. Talking is fun.
No, you don't.
I've been doing Hunter, and my goal is to bank farming and then never spend money again and get rid of everything and just do like gatherers and rune crafting and agility
Are you doing blacks
for
or
the rest of
reds?
my life. Doing res right now.
Bait.
I did blacks for like most of a couple weeks. I've been doing reds most of this week. I go back and forth.
I'm disappointed, Aubrey.
Blacks are fun sometimes, but reds are more fun sometimes too.
All right, well, that will Kawhi. Thank you for being on for the first time. How'd you enjoy it?
Was definitely me being on a podcast. Shoutouts to Simple Flips, and not the meme one, but the actual one, for giving me like 500k when I first started. So thank you.
You should take a donation on the fucking podcast.
That's what it's all
2
about.
years ago when I first
Where
started,
are your morals?
Where the fuck are your morals, dude?
There's like 2 people that have morals left.
I discovered morals like 2 months after that. So I'm sorry.
I was just trying to figure out the relevance.
Oh, what? You mean when you first started? I think you meant at the start of the
Yeah.
podcast. Oh, that's
like
fine. Yeah,
2 years ago.
That's fine. I should let you finish, really.
Mm.
Sorry.
I was just outraged, sorry.
All right, so next podcast will be in maybe like 2.5 to 3 weeks. I'm going out of town in 2 weekends, so
I'll host in 2 weeks.
no.
No, I won't. You're right.
So next podcast, number 60, will be in about 2 to 3 weeks. Something that I'm going to do sometime within the next couple weeks. I just became familiar with what vodcasting is. So I'm going to be uploading all 59 podcasts plus the
Don't do this.
the 2 bonus
I know what you're gonna
ones.
do. Don't do
No,
this.
hold on.
And
You're not allowed to do this.
there will be a Hexis podcast marathon.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Dude, it'll be like watching Together Tube, but every single fucking podcast. It's happening.
But it's like 120 hours.
Hexis marathon, Hexis podcast marathon in maybe a week or so. But that'll do it for the podcast.
Vodcast.
Yeah, VOD. It's new.
I think I said Bob. Oh, actually, hold on. Question. It used to be a thing. I don't remember if we continued it. Wasn't it supposed to be like every 5 or 10? Was supposed to be a face scan podcast?
Yeah,
Are we-
went against that after.
Shit.
Yeah,
No, they were awful.
they were.
All right.
They were also like 12 gigs to upload. But all right, that'll do it. See you guys in a few weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.